then eventually I'll get around to posting the last 2 weeks worth of stuff. Yeah, you guys are have determined that you are somewheres in the Underdark, so you are back on your prime material plane, as it were. Although you might as well be on a different planet as far as the ecology of the area and the atmosphere. For one, the Underdark is given its name, the Underdark, by the fact that it is essentially pitch black in areas that do not have some sort of natural light permeating it. Now, the sources of natural light down here, as we kind of discussed, Reggie let you guys know, are these kind of glowing funguses and lichens and things, and they give off a faint glow. They're not located in every room and every cavern, but there's generally enough light that those of you with infravision can kind of see your way around fairly well. However, this does lead to your ability to perceive certain things, especially creatures that would be camouflaged in such a dark environment against any sight-bearing creatures. So that is to say, you guys are essentially at disadvantage on any perception checks in this area. So if you're trying to figure something out, it's going to be really tough. Let's see. Reggie has also recently informed you that the area that you are in, as close as he can tell, is a fairly large patch of cave networks that seems to only have two real exits. He can't pinpoint the exact location of these beyond telling you they're somewheres in the north and northwest, which leads you to believe you got some exploring to do.
We were already heading north anyway, weren't we?
Yeah, you guys had started to head north. Like you had started out on this little square right here.
I again mentioned I mentioned to everyone that I do have a spell that can teleport us out of here. However, it would probably be best for us to find a spot that has the least amount of the crystal stuff in it before I use it. If we decide that we want to bounce out of here sooner than later.
Cool. We're also kind of
Maybe
looking.
go somewhere nice for once. Keep going to shitty places.
I thought this is the kind of environment that Tohan would be into.
I like the open air.
Yeah, Tohan,
Don't put Tohan in a box like that, man.
these caves actually remind you of all the tales that you had heard as a child of the evils that come from the Underdark. Because as you will remember, your part of your backstory, of course, was the raiding of your parents' village.
By the Drugar.
That's right, the Duergar and some Drow, both denizens of the Underdark, that often will team up for surface raids, sometimes directed by stronger creatures, beholders, or higher ups amongst the Drow kind of hierarchy that they have. At this current moment, you find folks are standing kind of up on a ledge here, the edge of which kind of runs along and leads to a ramp that leads down into a small enclosed area where a creature, the Atyug, is. He looks something like this. He's just got these big, nasty looking spiked octopus tentacles coming out of him, big giant teeth, and currently he's happily munching away on some random kind of plant material down there. You hear the occasional crunch that could be either bone or rock, you're not sure. But so far you've remained out of its sight. You just kind of peered over the ledge and been able to see that he's there. You guys like there.
Is that the direction we need to head in, or?
Well, you had been heading this way, yeah. So far you've explored these 3 tiles. Sorry, 2 tiles. This one got flipped for some reason. You started there, made your way north, and then east, as this was proved to be a dead end heading any farther north.
Oh, could you put the map back on?
Oh, yep, sorry. Back to that.
I say we tame him and name him Munley 2. Or is it Munley 3 now?
Yeah, I think it would be Mungley 3.
The third.
Isn't there a dog?
Yeah, because there's a dog. Yeah.
And it has 3 heads, doesn't it?
Or 3 tentacles, I think.
And 3 tentacles. Yeah. Yeah, you notice it's got this large, kind of crazy-looking beak. The closest thing that I could relate it to in pop culture would be like the things from Tremors 2, the ass blasters. It looks kind of like that with some tentacles coming out of it.
Well, Tohan, you could always try to talk to it. You can speak with animals.
Yeah, I don't think he's an animal.
Come on, tame him and name him. It's like tag him and bag him, but it's gentler. Tame him and name him.
All right, and so there's a chest that we're trying to get to. So
Yeah, well, there is a chest down there that you guys saw, a large metal box.
Does the Eye of Argos at this point tell us anything about it?
Perhaps. Let's see. Get a stat block up here. Yeah, it tells you that the Otyug can is known to have a very basic form of telepathic language it can speak. That is to say, it can communicate its thoughts, its general thoughts, but it does have very like low intelligence. So its thoughts are more animalistic. Is kind of the gist of it.
See, Tohan?
It also
What are you trying to say about me?
No, I'm just saying we might be able to tame it and make it a pet.
It also cautions that it has a bite that can lead to severe diseases, and that it is capable of both grappling and slamming with its powerful tentacles.
does it give us a
It also
movement
means it's
range?
capable of hugs.
Yeah, the stat block reads out to armor class of 14 and natural armor, 114 hit points, and a speed of 30 feet. It is strong and has a high constitution, but is not very smart and obviously not very charismatic.
Is
I
it
don't know.
a carnivore or herbivore?
It is an omnivore. It literally will eat anything in front of it.
Not this.
All things are food to it. It also lists it as an aberration, which would be something abyssal in nature. So something that possibly came from the abyss. It perhaps was brought here when you all exited the Nine Hells and from the invading demon forces. Perhaps you're not the only ones marooned in the Underdark. Ah, that's such a good title for this. Marooned in the Underdark. Like
Nice.
Indeed.
All right, well, let's
Fuck.
let's
Another
ask
fucking
it.
demon.
Let's ask it if it wants to let us get to that chest peacefully. Otherwise, it's fucked.
I still say we try to make it a pet.
Ranger, do you have any animal taming skills?
I mean,
Maggie's
don't-
good at handling.
I don't really have that. I don't know what I could do that could be helpful. I don't think intimidation is going to help in this. Maybe.
Well,
Things
I
probably
can
I-
try.
No one has animal handling.
Yeah, Maggie's good at animal handling. I think
Oh.
between her and Tohan speak with animals, we got a chance.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best shot.
I can also use speak with animals and try to charm it as well, like or try to persuade it.
I mean, it speaks telepathically. I don't think
Well, I can
speaking
just
with animals is gonna help.
Hmm.
Yeah,
well, I
true.
can not. Well, we have the Reggie channel. We might be
Okay.
able to. Okay, Zach, can the Reggie channel work with that?
you can certainly try.
If it starts acting like a dick, I'm just gonna go kill it.
Maggie steps up and it's like, "Hello, friend. What are you eating?" Telepathically.
Okay. Maggie, make me a charisma ability roll. Just roll a d20 and add your charisma modifier to it.
Don't get too close, Maggie.
I'm assuming you're all still up on the ledge, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, she got a 10.
Okay. Uh, the creature seems to look up at you for a moment and then sort of disacknowledges your presence, like it dismisses you as a non-threat, and then goes back to eating.
What is it eating?
It's still chewing on a pile of some sort of this vegetation, like it's mushrooms, some sort of kind of branchy, brushy scrub brush that's in here.
Maggie, you got any
Uh,
crunchy vegan snacks in your pack you can
Can
toss to it?
Aranith attempts to make the vegetation that the got the what is it again? I'm sorry.
The atyug, atyug. Yeah, we'll go with that.
All right. Aranith uses her power with plants to make to attempt to make the vegetation that the Aku is munching on grow.
Okay. Just make me an Arcana check. Let's see how successful that the plants are. Because again, being in the Underdark with this faezress, it tends to interrupt a lot of magical abilities.
25.
25. Okay, so these plants shoot up and start growing very rapidly then. To the point where like everything that he's sort of chewed up is growing up. And the beast kind of has to sidestep out of the way as some of these plants that he's mowing down are growing up underneath him.
I use my power to temper it so that it's not so fast.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to slow the growth down so that they don't completely overtake him. And the Atagu at this point doesn't still like sort of we'll say doesn't seem particularly concerned, but also has taken a few steps to the side and is now munching on some stuff that is not wasn't in your focus where you were growing it, and is just kind of eyeing the stuff that just grew rapidly, very warily.
Maggie asks Ariane to press the digitation some nice flavors into some of their like kind of old spoiled food, and she wants to like toss it to the thing.
Aranith isn't sure that's the best idea to give it spoiled food.
I'm gonna sign out for a second and join on my right account. Sorry.
Okay.
Just realized I was on the wrong account.
Venadia, the ranger's not going to tell them that it's a bad idea to feed wild animals.
Well, that same ranger would tell them it's not a good idea to tame them, but that's what we're doing here. So
She's just given up on trying to lead the group back down a sensible path. She's like, well, let's see what happens.
Okay, sorry, what did I miss? Ariane said no.
Well, Aranith was just a little wary of giving it food that might cause it indigestion, even if it tastes good, just because it might make him angry.
Okay. Maggie tells it that food is good. We can make more for you.
Okay, and you're just yelling this down the cliff in common, right?
No, I assume she's also able to communicate.
Okay,
Like she's
you're
like
doing the telepathic like communication at it.
Yeah, kind of trying to
does
use
it
the
speak
Reggie channel.
infernal?
It understands. So it understands abyssal, common, and infernal is what the Eye of Agos tells you. So it seems
Okay,
like
so
it's
I
not.
could tell you what to say in infernal, Maggie, if you were able to try to repeat
it
it.
understands common.
Sorry,
Yeah.
undercommon, which is like
Oh.
the Underdark version of that.
Hmm.
But-
Yeah, I mean,
Well, how far do we
Megan-
want to go with this? Aerith was really just amused by the whole situation. She doesn't
Right.
really care at all that she's not all that committed to taming this thing.
okay, yeah. Let's just like approach it. Let's just like walk towards that chest, and Maggie will keep kind of talking to it as they get closer. And
Maybe you can have one like approach it from the underside here, and the other one can kind of like sidestep slowly and then go over around it as it's looking away from the chest.
Well, Aerith, well, we want to be careful of the fact that it can give nasty diseases and shit.
So we got cleric.
Aerith
right,
shrugs
well-
her shoulders.
yeah, Maggie
She-
kind of like indicates, like, "Hey, let's go," and starts walking towards it, still trying to convince it.
If it tries
Right.
anything funny, we'll just smash it.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'll stay in front of Maggie and just I can yell, stand down, friends, in Infernal because I also speak that.
Hmm.
So say you guys approach the ledge, and it ignores you until you get up to this point, at which point it finally turns and kind of acknowledges you as it realizes that there are 4 of you now, because it's finally seen all of you walking along the edge of the ledge here. And it's
Aerith's on her broom.
okay, yeah, doing the old hover. As you guys approach this ledge, you can see out farther into this cavern now. You can see that it is a large sloping stone cavern with both the ceiling and floor have maybe a pitch of about 15 to 20 degrees going downhill to the north. You can see an exit to the north, or what appears to be an exit anyways. Reggie is to some extent able to kind of map this out for you to give you, like, between the Eye of Agos and Reggie's got a little, like, basically you see this little square on a map where it's like a heads up display. And it seems that there may be like an exit to the east as well here.
When you say exit, you mean out of the cavern, but not out of the like whole system, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like he's got a limited range essentially of
Yeah.
what he can see.
Yeah.
But north is the general direction we want to go.
Yeah, it's facing
Yeah.
up right now. Yeah,
Cool.
like we're actually on a compass rose right now, like north, south, west, east.
Yeah. So basically, this dude at this point is just a side quest.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
just
yeah.
hanging out. It's just some
Has
monster
he-
that was eating.
Has it responded at all?
It has turned towards you, and it begins to let out a low series of growls and clicks. So does anybody understand Abyssal?
I don't think so.
I don't.
Nope.
Okay. So it
I
just
mean,
it lets out this series of clicks, and it sounds
But you
kind
have
of like
comprehend languages, right?
sort of
Ken?
like
yeah, I
Gloom the
do.
Raptor.
I can cast comprehend languages. Do we
Okay.
want to know what it's saying?
Do you?
I don't.
I don't-
think
Don't
it's
really
that
care.
important.
Up to you.
I mean,
If it were my
It's-
spell slot, I wouldn't use it.
yeah, it's a spell slot that I could use for better spells. So I mean, unless you guys really want to know what it's saying.
Is
So-
there any kind of like sort of nature or some kind of check that we can do to see how we feel about the sound it's making? Like, does it seem like it's warding us or aggressive, or is it just kind of like seem
Yeah.
more benign or whatever?
I have a +7 on nature if
Yeah.
you want to do it.
Yeah, it would allow either nature or survival.
Let's go with your nature check.
The old gut instincts, right?
Yeah.
Man, Maggie's rolling
18.
terrible today.
I got
Okay.
an 18.
You
Cool.
recognize the hint of almost it reminds you of watching a wolf stalk a deer in the woods where you came from, as this thing is starting to kind of crouch down. It's stopped its movement, its breathing is slowed. Your keen eyes are even picking up as you approach it in this dark environment. You're seeing these tensions of its muscles occur, and it
Okay.
seems to you like it's
It's
maybe
ready to
posturing
attack.
to attack.
When
Yeah.
we get this sense, I light a fire in my hand.
Okay.
Like control flames and light a
As
fire in my
soon
hand.
as you light a fire, the glow from the fire emanates out about 15 to 20 feet away from you, and this thing lets out a terrible shriek, as though the actual light from the flame is paining it or causing it some sort of distress, and it immediately lets out just this awful, awful noise with its head
Okay.
bent back in the air, and you hear sudden stirrings as three more of these things emerge from the caverns over here,
Uh-oh.
I
behind you on the ledge where you just were from
I
their
point
nests.
the flame. I point the flame at it, and I use control flames to grow it. Which let me see. Expand the flame 5 feet in one direction. Oh no, double or half the area bright light. Yeah, so I double the light of the flame in my hand and change it to a brighter white color.
Excellent.
I also can I do something real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
I will. How far away are they from us?
Not far, 15, 20 feet. If it's a combat action, everybody's got to roll initiative if it starts that way, because you're both
Well,
parties are aware of each other's presence at this point, so there's no
I'm
surprise element.
Yeah, it's
well.
like
What
for
I'll
shots
those,
across the bow kind of shit.
yep.
well, I will. I won't necessarily make it as a combat thing, as more of a preventable scare them kind of thing, and put I will cast the cantrip create bonfire in between our party and the three that just appeared,
Nice.
and
We
then
j-
let it roar up so that it scares them.
we just
Zach,
turned.
if I can create shapes within flames, can
Mhm.
I make it appear as though their like shrieking faces are like projected back at them?
I will cast minor illusion and do that for you. That's
I just
also
have I
another
have a.
can.
You don't have to. It's a cantrip.
Yeah,
Control
I have
flame.
cantrip as well.
Oh, you have. Okay, yeah.
So
Control flames, whatever. Either one. You
we
can
will
make.
definitely say between the two of you and your fire controlling cantrippy type abilities, you are able to essentially create this illusory wall of bright white light in front of you, effectively holding these things at bay.
How
So
the
you're
fuck have we
not,
never done this before? This
yeah,
is
like you
awesome.
just turned this into pitch black. That's awesome.
I
Um,
just got minor
Exactly.
illusion.
So
Cool.
this cavern is now lit up like a fucking star. Like you can actually like there are plants that have never seen light before beyond this little glowy stuff that are like shriveling up because they're actually used to the dark. So they're like their leaves are shrinking and closing like, "Oh God, what do we do?" You can see a
Actually,
million little bugs scattering everywhere. It's like when you turn into
Erin
like
tries
the
to
lights
use
in the
her
cockroaches
plant
realm.
ability to protect the plants and not so they don't die
Well, they don't
because
seem to
she
be
loves
dying. They're
nature.
just receding into like holes in the walls. Like you see all these
Oh,
little like,
nice.
like it's almost like
In a
when
coral reef, kind of.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
okay,
so
fair enough.
you guys grew all
Erin doesn't want to kill plants. That's all.
yeah, you guys all grew up in the Fraggle Rock era, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So you remember
indeed.
when like anything like the doozers or something would disturb an
Hmm.
area and you'd see all like the nature
Yeah.
like worms and stuff just disappear. It's like that.
Yep.
It's just like
Yeah, that's
the
Gotcha.
awesome.
whole cavern basically slithers when the lights come on. And it's
Cool.
so
Can we forever call this maneuver the pitch black maneuver if we ever need to pull this out of the hat again?
Sure.
So right now, yeah, you guys can actually see very well down here. And
Do we want to even deal with these things, or do we just want to bounce?
I mean, we kind of want to like get to that chest, right? And I think if we can have this wall around us, we can like
Just move
encircle
past them
ourselves.
and go.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah,
can kind of like push our way to it, right? I don't know. What do you guys? That's my feeling.
certainly worth a shot. If we find that as we move closer, they back away.
oops, sorry, I'm not trying to zoom you guys in and out dramatically. I've just not clicked on the
But
right
let's
thing.
just keep an eye to make sure that they keep staying frightened and it doesn't wear off or anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Maggie's very like unconcerned about these, and I think continues down the stairs, assuming Tohan's doing that too.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you guys,
I'm like, it's a trap.
oops, lock this in place.
Yeah, and we'll just hold that illusion around us as we move over there.
Absolutely. You guys are able to get down to this chest, and as you proceed down, this thing like circles around and away from you, and then back over here. As soon as you are down the ramp and out of maybe like 10 feet, from the edge of the ramp. This thing bolts and runs up the ramp as fast as it can. It's no stranger to danger, being a Denzian of down here. The Underdark is a very dangerous place. And you can hear the scattered screams of this pack of these Utigu demons as they run off back in the direction from whence you came, perhaps back to their nests, but out of sight of you. And you are free to collect the contents of the chest.
Sick.
Cool.
I won't bother telling you it's locked because you guys would just break it anyways because you could squeeze it and it would pop open.
I break it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's open and you're like, ah, stupid chest.
Yeah, I smash it. Just because you said that.
From the chest, you gather a few pieces of
Good.
equipment. Whoops.
I'm gonna reduce my flame illusion to just the regular like torch flame in my hand, so we can have a little bit of dim light to
Flip this
to
straight
see what
up
we're
so
doing here.
you guys can see. Yeah, absolutely. Like you know, and it's you guys disturbed the cavern enough that anything that was in it is gone anyway, even small creatures now. You find an emerald worth 1,000 gold. Ooh. Oops.
Cool.
There we go. Click. A ruby worth 5,000 gold.
Sick.
Nice.
Now that I finally figured out how cards and scaling work in Tabletop Simulator, yeah. A gold compass worth
Awesome.
2,500 gold. This is a
Is it
particularly.
magical?
It doesn't seem to be. It does point true north, or at least as far north as what Reggie has told you is north. So at the current state, it just seems to be a regular non-magical compass, just very ornate. And of course, in these times, something as like a compass like this would have been a pretty high-end item too. It's not a particularly common thing. Let's see. You find a black velvet mask. Looks like that. A little kitty cat mask worth 25 gold. I didn't make the cards, guys. And an exotic harp worth 750 gold. It's a harp carved of exotic wood with ivory inlay and zircon gems on it. Also non-magical as far as your arcana sense can tell. Well, again, I won't have to roll for it to save time.
You said that was what, 250 gold?
Sorry. Let's pick up the whole pile. There we go. 750 gold, the exotic harp was.
7 gold.
You find a small tattered 3-dragon anti-set, only worth probably a gold coin or so. But it does give you the, if any of you have the proficiency with the gaming set, you can, add your proficiency score to any games of it that you play.
Oh yeah, I have a dragon chest set. Wait, is that my
Yeah, so if you have
proficiency though?
yeah, well, if you have a tool set that is like a game-related tool set, we would say that you would be familiar with this one as well. There is a pitcher of wine.
Nice.
And it's an open pitcher. Just looks like that. Like a large urn. It's a 1-gallon pitcher. It seems to be filled with some sort of wine. I don't know why that's open down here, but hey, whatever. A ladder. Now this one, I could not figure out a way that a ladder fit in a chest, so you guys now have the world's first little giant collapsible ladder system.
Nice.
Nice.
Sick.
It shrinks down to just a mere 2-foot square. So it's about.
That's awesome.
Cool.
So now you have a ladder you can like take out of a backpack and extend out.
Oh my god, what don't we get?
Last but not least, there is also a tankard worth 2 copper pieces. Holds up to 1 pint of liquid.
He sniffs the wine, see if it's still good.
Smells fine. Doesn't smell like vinegar.
Maggie takes a sip.
Drink it.
Yeah, tastes like it tastes like Manischewitz.
Pass, man.
Maggie takes a slightly bigger sip and passes it on and says, "Well, if you have a sweet tooth."
Yeah, for those of you not familiar, it's alcohol, but it's also candy.
Yeah. I throw it back. A big healthy swig.
It's,
Meredith grabs a jug, a swig as well.
All right.
so you now I don't remember. I think we had discussed this, but I think we were saying that we were going to start stacking inspiration points.
Oh shit.
Which
Cool.
for uncovering this and all sharing this drink together, you guys can each add a point of inspiration.
Nice.
We'll say that you all split the gallon of wine, so I would say a quart of wine should get you all pretty good. It would get me good. I know that.
Yeah.
Let's see. This chest goes bye bye. And yeah, you guys are left with either going all the way back the way that you came from, pursuing these atagus or whatever, or proceeding on through this sloped cavern.
Yeah,
So
let's
does
push on, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
head
I think
north.
going north sounds good.
What do you think, Tohan?
Yeah, let's push north unless unless they think we can tame 4 of them. It's 4 of them, 4 of us.
Yeah.
by
He's
the end
like,
of the thing, you guys are just
let us
riding
ride on your
these
backs,
things
or
through
you
the
get the
freaking
flashy
adventure.
thing again.
Yeah, it's like the clicker, That's all it
Yeah.
is. It's all right. So you guys proceed to the next room, and you are able to see in here. There do seem to be exits to the north and the east. There also. Oh, I didn't want to flip all you guys. There also seems to be exits going to the west and northwest.
Is this compass useful to us that we just found?
Well, I mean, it allows you to keep your bearings as far as which way is north. So, absolutely.
Cool. So yeah, we'll just kind of assume that we just don't lose track of that because of
Yeah,
that reason.
exactly. Like at this point, you guys with Reggie and everything else, you are the most fortunate adventurers in the Underdark ever because you are not lost entirely. You basically have a map. This is probably the best map anybody's ever had of any uncharted section of the Underdark ever.
And we can also apparently light up like a little neutron
Yeah,
star wherever we
exactly.
fucking
Yeah.
want to.
Does I have a spell called Dancing Lights if anybody's interested, where I can create 4 torch-sized lights and then kind of send them off in up to 120 feet.
Well, can they just kind of like dance like each around us, like each have like a light that kind of just accompanies us?
Yeah, pretty much. It says you create up to 4 torch-sized lights within range, making them appear as torches, lanterns, or glowing orbs that hover in the air for the duration. You can also combine the 4 lights into one vaguely humanoid form, and
Whoa.
each light's whichever form you choose, each light sheds a dim light in a 10-foot radius.
Cool. Can I have a pink one?
Sure. I use
And then-
I cast that and use prestidigitation to color the light for him.
Okay. So you guys
And then
now
as
Yeah.
all have these glowing torch lights by you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Okay.
and as a bonus action on I can move them up to 60 feet. Like if we were in a battle, I could move them
Gotcha.
to a new spot.
All right.
Yeah, normally I'd be trying to avoid lights, but it seems like down here, like anything's gonna have a better chance of seeing than we are, so we might as well have light.
Yeah, exactly.
And it kind of scares away the
Yeah.
more annoying
Right.
things.
And being accustomed to such darkness, to have really bright light is a disadvantage for them. So
Absolutely.
Alrighty,
Sweet.
so
All right,
we all now have our little light thingies.
should keep going north.
this is cool. We're killing it. Yeah.
So you guys can
Yeah.
go north, northwest, east.
Well, it's either north or northwest as far as exits are concerned, right?
North. Well, there's east
There
too.
is one
There's
to the east as well.
Yeah, but you said as far as exits out.
Oh, out
Oh,
of
yeah.
out of this like area that you are sort of stuck in. Yes, Reggie determined that there seems to be collapses basically surrounding it, except for at 2 points.
And that would be north or northwest.
Yep. Yeah, way out there. No.
I do
Yeah.
any kind of like check to see if I notice any kind of game trail activity or anything like that.
Yes. Give me a nature check at disadvantage because being from above ground, you are not super familiar with all this flora and fauna in the area.
Mhm.
But yeah, you can
Can I help
absolutely
him
look
with
for
one?
signs. Yeah, you can give her, you can cancel out the disadvantage if you would like to assist.
It probably won't go well anyway, just so you know, Jed. So you might
I
waste
use
that.
the D4 guidance.
Well, no, it's just a nature check for me. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, do use your nature check. Yeah, I guess.
Well, we can. Well, between the two of us, I guess
Oh, I
it's
see.
not a disadvantage.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So, do both of us
Yep.
roll check?
No, one of the two of you can roll one dice basically to do it.
I got a shitty 11.
Okay, so you do not see any signs of any sort of animals passing through or any sort of creatures passing through. Um, as far as trying to discern which direction might bring you closer, there's no real way of telling how much that these caves loop around. That's the best guess you have is to head in the general direction and hope you don't hit a dead end.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so north or northwest?
I'd say go north.
Let's do it.
North it is.
Right, you guys proceed on to the north. So as you approach, Slippy and we Locky.
Oh, I remember what I can do. It's primeval awareness.
And what does that one do?
It's I can detect any other aberrations or celestials or dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead if they're within 1 mile. If it's favored terrain, which this is not, within 6 miles, but it doesn't say where they are or how many. It just says like it's just kind of like what you call it, like
Just gives
Sting
you
is
a heads
glowing
up.
or something like yeah. It's like oh shit, we got enemies, but I only know that they're within 1 mile, so it's not that useful.
Yeah, the first time you try it, it comes back as yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, basically, it's
Yep.
we had that issue in Bill's Strahd campaign where people would be I like detect evil. Yep, there's evil.
Yeah.
Like it's there it is.
Where is it? Yep.
Yep. Unlock all you guys and turn you back
Yeah.
upside down again here. We are now over a year of playing this campaign, and I still don't know how to run Tabletop Simulator. One day I'll have it figured out. All right.
What's that like step-looking thing in the middle?
So this is a point that approaches what appears to be some kind of a narrowing chasm going down into the ground. Something that looks as though it once had a doorway or a stairwell, but it is now collapsed. Let me get off from Tabletop Simulator so I stop zooming it in. Thank you. So, back to my counters.
So, what are our options here?
So as you approach, you can hear kind of gruff voices. They are speaking to each other in, we'll say, some form of green skin. Do any of you understand anything like Orcish Goblin, anything like that?
Um,
Mm,
I understand orc.
Okay, you might pick up a few words. Um, words like bait, traps. It seems like there's a lot of general vulgarity being thrown back and forth, and at one point you're pretty sure that you hear something akin to two very large creatures coming to blows with each other, but it is quickly kind of yelled out of existence, and then it goes back to just a general like speaking. It seems to be coming from just around the corner from where you guys are looking here, like up at the
Do
other
I get
side.
the sense they know about us and are trying, or that they're just talking amongst themselves in general?
This seems to be more of a casual conversation that's going on.
Well, I relayed everybody what I as much as I understand.
All right, Maggie suggests that they avoid that cavern and go around the other way.
Okay. So to the left, you can see here where there is kind of a 5 foot climb up this abutment, and then back down another 5 feet. And in this area, you can see what appears to be the corpse of someone dressed in a very druidic sort of garb, like a lot of like viney belts and things. Um, and
Aranith, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
they seem to be clinging to this rock, like it's just this black stone that they're holding. Their skeletal kind of mummified remains are holding on to.
Aranith does an Arcana check to sense for any magic that might entrap us with them, as well as like tries to get a sense of what the plants are as well.
Um, Go ahead and make an Arcana check, either Arcana or Nature in this case.
You got D4 advantage or guidance. I mean,
Cool, thank you. I need it. Uh, 13.
Okay, you don't notice any dangerous like plant material in the area. It just seems like this stuff has grown up since this guy died, and perhaps that's why his body never got chowed down on by anything. They just didn't see it or didn't notice it.
But I don't sense any dangerous magic or anything.
No dangerous magic. The stone in his hand does give off some sort of a faint kind of aura to it. Doesn't seem dangerous, just seems like possibly some sort of an illusory magic that's attached to it.
Aerith wants to starts floating cautiously towards it because she wants to look everything over and see what he has.
Okay. Yeah, from where you're standing, you can see he doesn't seem to be carrying any sort of gear or anything on him. He was very, uh, we'll say underdressed, and however he wound up here was probably not a pleasant experience, as it seems like much of his clothing and armor, or not armor, his clothing and like sigils and things are all torn and ripped. Um, Chances are, though, from the look of it, he simply either starved to death or maybe died when he ate something poison. He's very emaciated, leading you to believe that it could have just been a simple case of he got separated from his party and starved to death down here.
I ask Reggie if he senses anything about the stone and whether it's safe for me to grab it.
Yeah, he says he detects no dangerous magic on it. Nothing
All right,
dangerous or malevolent.
I grab the stone.
Okay. Um, so yeah, you've picked up this stone and you're kind of looking at it, and it looks like this smooth, kind of polished black granite almost. It's like it's a very deep black. Like if you've ever seen like the Vanta black, it's like that kind of black. And it does, as you hold it, it gives off a little aura of some sort of like there is definitely some magical energy coming from it. You're pretty sure if you take some time and attune to it, um, then you would probably be able to activate it and see what it does, or figure out what it does while you're attuning to it.
All right, can I do that at like
Yeah,
with with a
you can like walk and do this like if you're holding on to it, like fly on your
yeah
broom.
yeah? Let's do that then. Is there anything else around the area worth grabbing?
There does not seem to be, no. Like any any weapon that he had must have been either lost or broken or destroyed.
Any books or writing or tattoos on them that
Nope,
would give any information?
nope.
Okie dokies.
Hmm. So yeah, you guys are able to climb back down this. You can still hear the voices, but now they are obviously off up here to the north a bit. Um, at one point, you actually recognize the orc word for troll. And you hear several of the voices break out in what sounds like a very hideous laughter.
Hmm.
It sounds like they're pretty much posted up right in the where the northern exit would be. There is this exit to the west, and you guys, as you approach, you can kind of look out. And you can see that this leads down a steeper slope again to this pool filled with water and a few what look like stepping stones leading across it.
If we were to get close enough to at least get a look at them, would the Eye of Argos tell us anything interesting?
Oh, it's
As
possible. Yeah, I mean the Eye of Agros tends to give you guys basic stats and stuff on non-boss level creatures.
I suggest to the group that perhaps we do some reconnaissance and see if maybe the our little light trick would work on scaring them away.
Okay.
And I'm also wondering if maybe this little corridor on the to our left here to the west that
Yep.
goes north. I wonder if that could maybe like wrap around to a side whatever to a flanking position to them or something too. A little.
Yeah, I mean Reggie would pipe up at that and tell you that many of these caverns intersect with each other. It's not like there's not like a maze with one way through it. It's kind of generally speaking all interconnected in one fashion or another. There are dead ends and things, but
Did they when we were in the other cavern, or when we first heard the voices, did they seem louder? Like there might be more in that direction?
no, it seems to be, as far as you can tell, there seems to be four voices that you've heard, four distinct different tones. And they do seem to
Oh,
be carrying on in a conversation at this point. It's a little clearer, and maybe you're a little bit closer. There's less of a bend in the rock to cause echoes and things, but you do
oh, if there's
you
only four of them.
you do see a small kind of cavern opening going to like what looks like to be maybe a 15 to 20 foot wide little cave over here that appears to be kind of blocked off partially with rocks, like somebody or something was forming some kind of a little nest for itself or something, or maybe a group of somethings. Perhaps
Huh.
it's whatever you guys are hearing's lair.
We can just go west and avoid all this entirely, right? I mean, definitely Maggie's kind of just like, all right, whatever. Let's find the exit.
Well, that depends on if we want to continue going north or not, right?
But that's
All right.
another. I mean, if we go through that west passage, we can still go north.
Aranith doesn't care either way. What do she wonders what Tohan and Venadia think.
I mean, if we have to fight, we should fight, but we don't belong here. So we keep going north.
North
Do we
is
want to
where the
go?
winds are coming from, right?
Do we want to go north through this other passage to our west, or do we want to just go straight north from this tile?
Tohan, did you just Jake Sully the party? You don't belong here, Jake Sully. I think you did.
Yeah, I say let's keep going north, but the whichever direction gets us away from the voices.
Okay, that would be to the west.
Let's do that.
All right, is that
Do
you
a little
guys?
hopscotch across those little pebbles there or whatever.
Is that your final answer?
Aranith just kind of shrugs and will go with party consensus.
Okay, so that's what you guys are deciding to do is head west.
Yeah, to go west and then up that other
Okay.
corridor.
So you head into this next cavern here, and the voices begin to fade from your ears. You look down, and as you are kind of observing this a little bit closer, you can see that this pool of kind of this pool of water seems to be dripping from stalagmites, the ones in the ceiling, stalactites, I think. So the water seems to be coalescing down them and dripping into this pond, and these stepping stones actually appear to be the beginning formations of the stalagmites on the bottom. Although there is one that looks as though something has sheared it off flat. It is a very large one, perhaps some creature or series of creatures. That was weird. You guys still there?
Yep.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, I just got a weird beep beep beep. Switch back to the meat real quick. Yep, that's still working. Okay. Yeah, so as you're looking, this super large stalagmite looks as though something has actually like knocked it or sheared it clear off its mooring. So it's a kind of a large, maybe like 5 to 10 foot flat rock in the middle of this 15-foot wide pond. From what you can see, the water starts off kind of shallow for a few feet and then seems to dip quickly and deeply off the edge. So you're kind of looking at like a drop off situation. You were well within stepping distance for each of the stones to be able to get to whichever direction you'd like. However, these stones appear slick with a kind of grimy cave water type substance on them.
Does is there anything to be concerned about the water itself? I mean, do we have to be worried about it having any kind of properties?
I
It's
mean,
the
we're not
under
in Avernus
it's
anymore,
it's the
but you know.
Underdark. It's probably wise to be concerned about anything down here.
Can I try to do a nature check about the water?
Yeah, absolutely.
21.
Okay. You are able to tell that this is in fact a very rare pool of clean water.
Ooh.
And
I smashed my face into
yeah,
it.
you think to yourself it may be a good time to fill up any water skins or wine skins that you still have on you before
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
the possibility
Yeah.
I'm
of
filling up this
losing.
water skin, my bladder.
Yeah.
How did you show us your
Er-
bladder?
I just
Meredith also
kind of
takes a
pointed.
drink and refills any water.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I got to go empty that water skin now.
Not in the clean water, Vanidia.
Don't pee in the pool. That's right.
Can I
Okay.
use predigitation to make the stones not slippery? Because it says I can clean something that's soiled with it.
I wouldn't consider these soiled. It's sort of just a naturally occurring phenomenon because water's just
Just the
perpetually dripping on them.
material
Something like
property of it.
yeah, if you had a control water or something like that, I'm not
I
even
have
sure. There's
shape
so many.
water.
Shape water might work. You could actually kind of push the water away as it was falling down. You could like shape it so that it's creating more of a stream going off to one side from the from above, and
So I think as long as we're like stopping to fill up water skins, Maggie will cast the walk on water ritual so the party can walk on
How
the
far
cushion.
is that gap?
of one side to the other.
Well, if we were going to like say to the northwest part, like across that way, how far is
So
that?
you've got 4 stepping stones that would let you pretty clearly walk across, or it's 10, 15 to 20 feet at the widest.
Because I have a remarkable feat or remarkable athlete, which adds 9 feet to my running long jump. So I'm not sure if that would clear it or not.
Maggie's casting walk on water while everyone's filling up water skins. So I'm kind of picturing Vanadia like doing a running jump and then finding that she's like
Yeah, like Maggie,
running.
your spell finishes just before Venadia hits the edge, and she actually oversteps a bit and steps on the water and then makes it to the other ledge and is like, "Do you guys see that?" You're like, you get the old smile,
The most
the wise
remarkable
smile.
athlete.
Regardless, we'll say that you guys are able to cross to the north with no real interruptions or issues. Um,
Do we learn anything cool about that pillar while we're walking by it? The one that's like sheared off.
it just looks like something
Something
literally
made it flat.
snapped it off and made it flat.
That rock
Something
looks
had
like
a
it used to
temper
be
tantrum.
funky.
Something got angry.
If nothing else, the murder lizard recognizes acts of brute strength and it's like, wow, that's impressive.
Mhm.
I could shoot a bigger one.
Right, exactly. I could do better.
I look at my belt and scratch my head, and I'm like, I don't know.
The lactate's too small. Find me a bigger one.
All right, get you guys moved up here. There we go. To proceed. There is now a split in the path. Just seems to be a large kind of 20 or 30 foot wide pillar of rock in front of you. And Back up on this. Some of the condensation kind of runs along the edge of this into what appears to be sort of like a gutter almost, running along the wall, we'll say along the west wall, and it runs down. You can follow its line of its trail down to this kind of cliff line here, and as you approach, you can now hear Arianth in particular, but anyone else who also speaks Elvish can hear a beautiful classical elven song being sung in a deep baritone voice.
Aranith is leery, thinking of the Drow,
Mhm.
and quietly mentions that we should be careful and
Should we investigate?
What if it's not a drow? Give me someone that tells us how to get out of here.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's worth checking.
yeah. Aranith shrugs, but warns everybody to be vigilant.
Okay, so are you guys going to go to the western cave here and explore?
Yeah, I think cautiously.
Ba-ding.
Nice.
Okay. Anyone who is trying to remain quiet and unnoticed, please give me a stealth check as you approach this ledge.
Oh boy, that's my best check.
25.
Okay. So Vanadia, you creep up to the ledge, unseen.
17.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So far, so good.
Not bad. 16 altogether.
Okay. You guys all are able to kind of do the old army man crawl up to the ledge. I picture this as like a very like Abbey Road, like one head, then two head, then three head, then four heads,
Yeah.
poke over the cliff from like a worm's eye view. And what you see beneath you is actually a fairly tall, slender but athletic sun elf, golden long hair down to his ass, which is fully exposed as he is bathing in this small stream of water that is coming over the top. His armor is laid to one side. He has a full suit of plate mail that is just sitting on a dry rock. And as he continues to sing, the echoes in this small little chamber that he is in are just increasing the ambiance with which his performance is delivered. He goes for a moment longer before turning, and he says, "You know, you almost all snuck up on me. It's a very dangerous thing to do here in the Underdark."
Aranith smiles and floats up with a raised eyebrow, clearly with a look on her face appreciating the view, and say, sometimes one can't help themselves.
Can I roll a check to see if I'm blushing?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. What is that? That would be Constitution, I think. I don't know. What?
Oh, then that might
Spoiler
not be the
alert.
case. 13.
With
Would it be a Constitution saving throw or what?
I think it would be a saving throw. Yeah.
I rolled a
Indeed.
yes.
If you're trying not to blush, then it's a saving throw for sure.
Right. Well, I rolled a 13. I don't know if how that does.
You know, you're a little red, I would think. Like it's creeping up your neck. It's getting all warm.
How does he respond to what I said?
Um, he smiles at you and turns, and you are given the full Monty at this point. And coming out from behind a rock, a large raven kind of caws twice and flies over and lands on this elf's shoulder. And
Aranith grins even wider and says, and winks and says, "Very nice."
the raven just caws out, "Well, Matt."
Does the
I nod to the raven as well.
does the Eye of Ego say anything interesting about this, or just kind of like, yep, there's a sun elf and a raven?
It labels, yeah, the raven just says raven. Doesn't give stats or anything. It's like it's a raven. What do you want from me? I'm just an eye. I'm just an eye patch. At this point, the eye patch is developing a sense of humor about its job, I think. It's going to start being sarcastic to you.
Nice.
Do
So yeah, it just
it's
comes.
it's becoming sentient.
Yeah, it's the Eye of Agos labels this guy off as a knight, and it actually says his name is Adrian, and he is pretty clearly of a some sort of a noble house. You're pretty sure that the sigil on his coat is that of the Harpers, a group renowned for their sort of intelligence gathering and counterintelligence to the acts of evil throughout Faerun. They're pretty well known. They're like a poorly kept secret. Like everybody knows the Harpers exist. Nobody knows who is a Harper. Uh, but as he's putting his suit of mail back on over his very plain tunic, you do notice that insignia kind of somewhere, maybe a tattoo or something on him. I don't know. Yeah, and Aiden, he's still kind of whistling while he's getting dressed, and he says, "So, how have you found yourself here in this lovely place, so full of cheer?"
Got teleported.
Have
Yes, been
no
there.
idea who or why.
So
Might have
well,
been an angel or a five-headed dragon.
oh my, angels and dragons. Well, it seems that you've had your hands full then.
Indeed. How do you find yourself here?
Ah, it was supposed to be a shortcut on a trade route. Someone told us that we would encounter a river that would allow us to get straight to Waterdeep from Mithranna. But our party got separated. I am afraid I've lost my druid and my fighter and our treasure hunter, and he sort of makes air quotes when he says treasure hunter. We've been tasked with we've been tasked with escorting a, we'll say, merchant of no good repute, as a way to make sure that he's on his best behavior as he heads through the Underdark. We wouldn't want him trading any industrial secrets with the Drow or the Durgar.
I fear we may have come across your druid on the way here.
Oh, how is Hesian?
Very
Not
dead.
well. Very dead.
Oh, I see.
We
It's a
found
sh-
him like that.
it's well, that's reassuring.
We came across him long dead and rather emaciated.
Hmm. Damn fool
Maggie says,
he kept going on
has
about the minerals and rocks in this place. He wasn't paying attention. Said he was looking for
How
something called a dark stone.
how long have you been here?
Hard to say, really. I'd say it's got to be at least a week. I've just finished the tail end of my rations, and I've been trying to be a little conservative. As me and Beauregard here, and he nods at the Raven. He says we're trying to make our way to the north and west. It's been a few days, and I finally found this pond of clean water leading here, and thought this would be a good spot to stop and take a bath, get some of the stink of this place off me.
What do you know anything of this dark stone he spoke of?
Not beyond what he rambled about at the campfire. He seemed to think that it was a way to counteract the drow magics of darkness. If you've ever been up against those sneaky monkeys, they like to drop these this veil upon you and then attack when you can't see them. It'll snuff
Interesting.
out your torches, and he points to lights that are floating around you guys. You can't come to depend on lights such as those down here.
Have I long enough been in tuning to this yet? Did I get as he's saying this, I get some sort of glimmer of recognition of what he's saying?
Yeah, you think that this probably is this dark stone. It sure seems to be that it has the ability to summon some sort of it is essentially a 15-foot globe of darkness. However, you think that it is also sort of able to cancel that same effect. Like it is a naturally occurring effect that can, because of the faezress, sort of cancel out non-innate magic. So if someone casts that sort of spell, it can affect it.
Is there a need to trigger it, or is it like you, or it
It
will just automatically happen?
it seems to be an at like you can just do it without any sort of time. You don't have to you know do anything. You just think and it does it. It
Gotcha.
does, however, seem to have almost like a battery, like where it would lose its charge. Seems like this particular size stone, you could probably use it twice a day.
And then it would have to recharge.
Yeah, and then it would have to wait for 24 hours after its second use or something, maybe 12 hours per charge. It would come back.
So, so
Maggie,
far. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Maggie says the elf friend, the power of my lady Hestia may bring your druid friend back if he has not been dead more than 10 days.
Hmm. No, I don't believe he would be. As I said, I think I've been down here about a week. We lost track of each other 3 or 4 days ago, I think. It's hard to tell with the passage of time and the complete darkness down here. I've been kind of living on a few things of tinder that I saved, and there's not much use for fire down here other than to cook things, and quite frankly, there isn't any game I'd want to eat.
Would you like to accompany us back to him and try my lady's power?
If you think you can bring my friend back, then certainly. And he finishes putting on his plate mail and climbs up deftly up the side of this slick waterfall, and he just does a little Legolas move, jumps up, strikes a pose, throws his sword up over one shoulder, and he says, "Do lead the way."
Venadia gets weak in the knees.
Aaron is always suspicious of everyone. Wants to do some sort of check to make sure to see if she senses anything, any ill will, or if this person's on the level. Even though she does find him very delicious to look at.
Yeah, she's doing some sort of check, all right.
Yeah, she's checking his skills. That's what she's doing. Let's see. I had this whole nice
He's
list
like,
on my phone.
hey, lady, my skills are up here.
She's not saying anything about the stone until she figures she's sure about this person.
Okay.
Can we tell if the water was very
I'm
cold?
gonna attempt the same maneuver that he attempted because I'm trying to look cool.
Okay. Make me an acrobatics check.
Yep.
Can
And
I
That
do
went
like a perception?
pretty well. 22.
And Jen, make me an insight check to see if he seems to be on the up and up. That 22, yeah, you absolutely you emulate it pretty much perfectly. There's maybe a weird little tail twitch that you do at the end that throws you a little off balance, but you still land. You're like, oh, I hope he didn't see that.
Yeah, and I go like that.
Maggie will
I got
give
it.
you guidance in the insight check, Aria.
Oh, thank you. 13.
He seems to be completely on the up and up as far as you can tell. There's no reason to doubt this guy. He's just been pretty honest with you.
Did the
Alright.
druid corpse we seen look more than a week dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it looked like it had been dead for several weeks, maybe even a couple of months.
Maybe
Does
something like
Tohan mention
accelerated.
this?
It's like
Did-
it's decay or something.
Does Tohan mention this to the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
He looked longer than a week dead.
Maggie says we might as well identify the corpse, find out if this is your friend.
Yeah, it was literally just around the corner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy, he kind of looks at you oddly, he says, "Back there, I was over there not long ago. All right, very well." And you guys can head back into the spot where you found the druid corpse. Which
When they're crossing the
was...
water,
You head back
Maggie
down.
recommends that Benadia and Ariane help him over the water.
Oh yeah, and I point out to him that the water's clean if he's not had a drink in some time.
Well, he
Yeah,
was just
he was
bathing
just
in clean water.
showering and drinking and stuff. He
Oh yeah,
seems
right.
okay.
Yeah.
So instead of taking the lead,
Okay.
I'll probably take the rear just to make sure that he's not behind us.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are able to walk him
He's
back there
checking out his
pretty
ass can.
quickly. Yeah, you lead the way exactly. It's just a series of first it's like Venadia checking him out, then it's Arianth checking him out, and then like you get Maggie giving like just a quick glance, like just looking at it.
You're trying to matchmake.
You're thinking, oh man, he's probably young enough to be my son. Oh dear. So you guys get back to
We could
this.
have a reality TV show right here, actually.
Yeah, right. Desperate dungeon crawlers of the Underdark. Excellent.
Yeah.
Naked in a cave.
Naked in a cave. Yes, that's
Yeah.
perfect. So you guys reach the corpse of the druid, and this look of sadness kind of crosses Adrian's face, and the raven kind of lands and gives a few pecks at the druid, like almost like expecting to try to rouse him or something. Says, "Oh dear." The the raven kind of hops about in distress, and he says, "You see, Beauregard was he was Hesian's bird. It's very sad."
I'll
Well,
cast speak with the animals and talk with the raven.
okay.
How long since you've last seen your master?
Rat. At least 2 fortnights, Rat. Poor bastard, Rat.
Is this elf where you're with trustworthy?
Rat. Yes. Rat. Good friend, long time.
Okay.
So so how, if he only got separated from his druid friend a few days ago, how is this one dead 2 weeks?
And the raven knows it's been that long too,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah, Adrian is kneeling over the body now, and he's just kind of very solemn. He's got his, he's doing the old like kneel with his sword point down, and he says, "I don't understand. I'd swear it'd only been a couple of days since I'd seen you, you fool. How could you be this long dead?"
Does Tohan tell us that the bird says it's been longer?
Well, I think it's more evident too, and even the elf can see that it's been longer than a week.
Yeah, like
But I think
this is a pretty clearly like stinky, gross, bloaty, like rotten, dried out corpse thing, It's like roadkill
Yeah.
at this point. It's not
yeah,
pleasant.
like
Aaron, perhaps you could move Earth and give him a proper burial.
I say certainly. Would quick question.
Mhm.
Would spare the dying do anything? As far as
No,
like
not at this
That's
point.
if someone's doing death saving throws. You can just that way they can not have to roll for it.
Yeah.
They just succeed.
Yeah, it just stabilizes them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this corpse
Yes,
is pretty
Aaron.
much past anything other than some strong necromancy magic at this point. Like you might be able to raise him as like a zombie or a skeleton, but that's about it.
nah.
I turn to the elf and say, what would this druid prefer, to be encased in the earth or to go with the flame?
Hmm. He always was going on about geology. I suppose a burial here would be fitting.
I nod and use mold earth to give him a proper stone carrying burial.
I mean, there's always reincarnate too, which I think I'm not sure if any of us have that, but
I don't.
at next level, Maggie can do resurrection. So, that's. I mean, I guess she'll also mention that, like, if we can bring the corpse along.
resurrection is good for 100 years.
Yeah.
Can we crunch him down to a smaller form
Okay,
factor
yeah.
to make it easier to transport him?
Well, how long does resurrection take, and what is required?
It takes 1 hour and it costs 1,000 gold.
Oh, because you need.
Easy peasy.
Is it the diamonds that you
It's
need for that?
1,000. Yeah, but Maggie picked up a bunch of 500 gold piece diamonds for that reason.
Nice.
So by all
somebody
rights,
would.
so
somebody
by
would
all
have
rights,
to-
we could just sit here for an hour and just do it, right?
Oh no, this is a third. Like she doesn't get the spell until next level.
Oh, resurrection. Oh, gotcha.
So
But you only need a small part of the body.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Uh-huh.
That's
You don't give
cool.
a completely new body.
I think that's up for the DM, right? Because the like spell is
Oh, okay.
big on it.
I
But
was just reading the spell.
Yeah,
oh
I
yeah,
mean,
you're right.
you guys
We're
are
sorry.
absolutely capable. If you want to rip this guy's like head or arm or something off, like you could do
Just
that.
get a couple fingers, you know.
Yeah, like
I would-
Yeah, we
however
really
you
I
don't
would-
want.
need to be gross about this.
Yeah, just get like a finger and then another one in case you lose that one, like getting a spare key or something, you
Now
know.
all I can think of is how high where they're smoking fucking Ben Franklin's fingers. Smoke it! Ah, I don't
Oh,
wanna.
shit, I forgot that.
I walk over to the sun elf, feeling bad that he lost his friend, and I hand him the stone and say, if it makes you feel it, if it gives you any comfort, he found what he was looking for, and this was in his hand when he passed. And I explain what it is. I explained to him that I used my arcane sense to confirm what it was and how it works.
Nice.
He looks at it, and as he takes it from you, he smiles, and it's like, this is like he gives you that like movie star smile where like he's got these perfect shining white teeth. Like it's almost disconcerting because he's in the Underdark, so things are kind of dim down here, even with the firelight and everything. But like he smiles and like it's almost like reflective off his teeth and his facial features.
Mm.
And he's
Got
very
the megawatt smile.
yeah, exactly. Like it's this is Magnum or Blue Steel, like Letigre. He's shooting you looks right now. And he says, "Thank you."
Aranith, despite herself, blushes.
So there's like a soaring guitar and a 3-part harmony all of a sudden, just like
Yeah, absolutely. His wind blows in hair, or his hair blows in the wind, and there's no wind. It's just blowing, like flying free. He's got like crazy Fabio hair going on.
Aranith is full blown crushing right
Yeah,
now.
there's an '80s power ballad hitting hard right now.
I don't notice any of that.
Tohan's chopping another
yeah,
finger
me
off.
neither, dude.
All right, so just bring one hand.
All right. Everyone make me a stealth check at
Oh,
disadvantage.
oh.
Oh, this is not good.
Guess probably gonna be that first one there. Yeah, I got 15.
18.
I got 4.
Damn, how the hell is Maggie getting such good stealth rolls? I got 16.
Okay, so Arianth, when he gives you that look and you get a little blushy, you go to say something, but instead of actually saying anything, it just comes out as like a high-pitched, awkward squeak. And right after that happens, that's like the last thing that happens, you suddenly hear those voices that you were hearing from about 50 feet away from you. They they have not been going the whole time since you guys came down here, and now you hear them shouting quickly as 4 trolls rush into the passageway before you, all brandishing various weapons. Yeah, trolls, I remember.
Trolls.
Aranith for a moment looks chagrined.
Now
Do
I
we
roll
have-
an apple.
Are we fully surprised, or do we have a moment to do something?
You guys are fully surprised, with the possible exception of Adrian. I gotta roll for it. So I can get
Maggie rolled nat 20 plus 1.
I'm sorry, rolled a nat 20 on what?
Oh, I assume we're rolling initiative.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I will roll that as well.
Star counter.
14 for me.
11 for me.
14. Maggie said she rolled a nat 20.
9.
What were you, Arianth?
Wow, 9 with advantage.
11.
11 and 9 for Tohan. Where are you, Tohan? There you are.
Yep,
Oh,
I get
okay.
advantage, and I got a 9.
Oh, I didn't. It actually auto put that in for me. That's cool. I did not know that it did that. Nifty. I was over here like manually entering all the stuff. Um, see, these guys are all going to get a surprise round, but after that they will go to their regular initiative, so I'll roll that now. We'll start. I will give them all each 1 attack. Just double check and see what their attacks are. Multi-attack. As they charge into the room. Oh, stop.
Can I look them up using the
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just troll. Literally just a plain old troll. What's going on with my snap to grid? Go on. For some reason they are not snapping the grid. I don't want them to snap.
Oh man, they smelled us. We should have taken a bath too.
Multi-attack. AC 15.
Acid and fire are helpful here.
Mm-hmm. I can do a little wall of flame.
Tohan, do you have a poison breath or an acid breath?
Acid breath.
Nice.
I rarely use it though because it does very little damage compared to like my hitting them with just a big axe.
Well, this is the time for it.
What level are we? 12. So at 11th level, I get 46 acid damage.
Yeah, I mean, if you can hit all 4 of them with that, that would be great. How does your attack work? Like, when you do a multi-attack, that's all your action, not your bonus action. Is that right? Or what do you do with your?
If I take an attack action, I can take 2 attacks, but because I have Great Weapon Master, if I kill something while using the Great Weapon Master, I get to take another attack action.
Do you do anything with your bonus action in combat?
Rage.
Oh yeah, and that's it.
But only once.
Yeah.
There's really not a ton of bonus actions for barbarians unless you're a berserker barbarian, and then you can use your bonus action to attack one more time. But
Yeah.
every battle you do that, you take a level of exhaustion.
Yeah. I just started. The campaign I started recently. I'm a berserker, but there's like a house rule that's gonna make that easier to get around because it doesn't make role playing fun when you lose your proficiency on stuff.
True.
Yeah, or if you have like three different combats in a single day,
Right.
and like
Right. Now
you
you're
know,
like, oh,
you have disadvantage on everything because you
yeah.
have 3 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah.
So one of these trolls manages to land a hit on Adrian, doing some amount of damage to him. 5 points of damage to Adrian. 9 points of damage are done to Adrian as the Eye of Agos goes off. He's got his own little hit points bar, and it just goes blink, goes down.
The voices that we heard before, did we hear them like when the trolls arrived? Did the voices run away, or are they like part of this?
These are those 4 voices, it seems.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like you guys probably heard them discussing some nefarious plot of some sort to trap or do some sort of thing. But since none of you speak troll, you don't know what the hell they were saying. Let's see. So that was basically their turns, was doing damage to Marooned. Trying to figure out how many hit points that he has. But Maggie, you would be up next.
Gonna take a swing with the old spiritual weapon. All right, 28 to hit.
That is definitely going to hit.
I'm rolling dice because my D&D Beyond is being really slow for some reason.
That's fine.
So 3 plus 4, 7.
You guys are free to
Shit.
cheat all your dice rolls if you want. I don't. It doesn't bother me.
Okay, good. I'll start doing that. All right, so 7 plus 5 damage, radiant damage.
Okay. To the one in the up front.
Yeah, the one that hit Adrian.
You said 7 plus 5 radiant damage, right?
Yeah, 12. Or sorry, that's just force damage.
Okay.
Oops. Ignore that. And I don't know, maybe it's time for Guardian of Faith or whatever that guy's called. How'd that go? Oh, someone's celestial. Now we'll probably have bigger fish to fry in here, I guess. She'll toll the dead for that guy too. So I think that's 3d12. I'm so unaccustomed to using that. Like, so used to. All right. 32 damage.
Okay.
That same one. Wisdom 17, which I'm assuming, just straight up assuming he fails it.
Probably. He actually rolled he's got a 17.
Oh shit! So no damage.
No damage at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how much damage was it again? 32.
Yeah.
So it seems like this troll has had its wits about it. All right. Is that your full turn? Any movement?
Let's see, where am I? She'll kind of just get, not necessarily in front, but towards the front. She'll, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like a layer behind where Tohan's gonna end up, basically.
Gotcha. All right. Up next is Troll A, who, even though they took a turn already, that was their surprise turn, he is going to make his multi-attack on the knight yet again. Bite, claw. Or, I'm sorry, bite, claw. That's going to be a hit. It's going to be a miss. It's going to be a miss. Yes, that's going to be a miss as well. Damage on it is this. Okay. Marooned is beginning to look bloodied at this point. He does not look like he is a particularly high-level knight. The next one up would be Venadia. You may be muted.
I am muted.
Aha. I'm starting to be able to tell without even switching windows.
I call out to our friend to fall back a bit, so that we can take some of the assault as well.
Okay. He is up next in the initiative order after you, so if you want to use a free action to call out to him, and see if he is willing to do so, you may just roll me a persuasion roll, at which point you can either have him move first and ready an action so that as soon as he moves you fire. Like we can say that he can move basically on your turn, like as his turn. But you would have to declare your intention ready to action ahead of time. That's all.
Okay, so my ready to action is to use my sword of flame and toss a fireball but to where like the radius wouldn't hit him if he fell
Yeah, like
back.
behind the trolls, kind of, basically.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, just
Okay.
like so they're within the
Yeah.
blast radius
And
of it.
remember, you guys are up on like a 5 to 7 foot ledge here, so these trolls are actually basically hitting this guy in the legs at this point. Um,
He's just sitting there, just like until he's bloodied. He's just like
yeah.
sitting there, just
Well,
taking it
it's
in the
it's
legs.
pretty quick. He's just not that tough. He's only got like 52 hit points or something. Um,
Yikes! Let's get
so
this guy
yeah,
out of there.
he promptly falls back to behind, literally falls back to behind his friend's dead body, his raven flapping about in tow, squawking viciously, "Murderers! Murderers!"
Can I switch places with him where he like not exactly
Well,
that
you could have
close, but
run up and then said, "Get back." You know what I mean?
right?
And then readied the action is the way that I'm kind of looking at it. So this
Got
can
it.
all kind of happen simultaneously.
All
So
right, I'm gonna
he moves out of the way. You are able to fire the
nuke
fireball.
these boys. Which let's see what that's gonna do with this sword of flame. It's gonna be a 3rd level fireball. It's gonna give us well, actually I should just be able to cast it from here, right? Yeah. It's gonna be 8d6. Wow. Sick.
Saving throw, dex saving throw, I'm assuming.
Whoops, hang on, let me go back at it. Yeah, 13, and then that would be probably half damage. Yeah. All right, so we will.
Okay, so dex saving throw.
Okay. Wait, did that do it? No. Hmm.
I'm going to give them disadvantage on their dexterity saving throw, as they are 4 very large creatures crammed into a very small space. First guy makes it. I guess second guy does not. Third guy.
33 Bernie damage.
Third guy does not. Fourth guy does not. So one of them makes their save, taking half damage. That would be the first one. So that's going to be 15, 16 damage to this guy. Let's scroll back up over here. Out of the way, lots. 16 damage. And that's going to lower his max by 16. Should be. It's the Eye of Agos tells you that the one troll in the front that you've already damaged once is now at 40 out of 68. The remaining 3 are going to be at 51 out of 84 hit points.
Nice.
Damage, nice big hit. Any of them.
Yeah.
All right. And as he ran out of the way, we'll say, the knight is able to pull a small potion out of his pocket and drinks it and heals himself up, back up to full.
Nice.
So that's his turn.
Now that I burned them, I guess they'll be enraged and attack mostly me, according to the stat block here.
Yeah, trolls don't like fire. They're not big fans.
It says because it's the only thing that stops their that and acid are what stops their regeneration. It says, and
Correct.
so
they cannot
they'll be really
regenerate.
pissed at me.
That's right. Yes, because their regeneration starts at the start of their turn. So none of these guys, until after one of their full turns has passed, will be able to do that.
I shout, "Come at me!"
Yeah, and I actually also just take it right off their max hit points. So like once they've been fire damaged, they can't get those hit points back either. Like
Oh,
even
cool.
if they do regenerate later on, that's one of the reasons trolls fear fire so much, because it literally will make them like a more of a freaking wimpy ass troll. So let's see. Next is Arianth. No, I'm sorry. Troll C is up. A, B, C. Troll C is going to swipe at Venadia. It's going to bite Claw at you. That is a
Better roll some 20s.
12. Oops, sorry, ignore that. Disregard. Claw. 17. Nope. And a 19. Nope. Alright, so Bite Claw misses you. And then it is Arianth.
Alrighty. How far away from them am I?
15 feet to the lead ones. They're about 5 feet apart.
Oh, are they? They're 5 feet apart from each other.
Yeah, like they're all grouped up into this little like 10-foot cube here. It's sort of a mash of troll limbs. They're actually considered a large creature, so each of
So if
them
I
takes
put
up a pretty good amount of this.
if I put a 5 foot cube of bonfire in between all four of them, would it touch them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I am going to do that.
Okay.
I cast bonfire and right in the middle of them, so it's all touching them, and basically they have to do a dexterity saving throw to see if they get 3d8 fire damage or not. And any creature in the bonfire space when you cast a spell must succeed in the throw, and they also must make a saving throw when it moves into the bonfire space for the first time, or on a turn or ends its turn there.
Okay. What type of throw was it?
Dexterity.
Dexterity. Okay. Again, I'm going to give these guys disadvantage on their saving throw. I'm only going to roll once for all of them, and I'm assuming that they miss. Yeah, that's a 10. Because at this point, they've already been clusterfucked once by fire, so they're all like, "Rah!"
Well, they all four of them get 9 fire damage, but they're still all standing in the fire. So if they move out of it, they have to do a saving throw, or if they end their turn on it, they have to do a saving throw
Okay.
for more damage.
Okay, so 9.
Can I assume with them standing in it, that basically nullifies their ability to heal?
Yeah, they can't regenerate. They already can't regenerate this turn anyways, because they've taken
But I mean,
once
as
they've
long as they're
taken.
standing in the fire, they
Yeah,
can't,
absolutely.
right?
They can't regenerate while they're on fire.
All right, that would be my turn.
All right, they are all now looking at least bloodied. Pretty close to it, yeah. All right. Tohan, you are up.
Okay,
Clean 'em
I'm
up.
gonna rage
Yep.
and attack recklessly. Great weapon master against I think the most hurt looking one.
Okay.
27 to hit.
Definitely hits.
I figured it would. Use Savage Attacker to give me advantage on that. Okay, that's a little bit better. 35 damage.
He falls down dead.
Yeah, 27 to hit again. Uh, 29 damage to the second one.
Okay. That is. He's still standing.
Ooh, that's not very good. 17 to hit.
I think that does hit.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
28 damage.
Okay, that one falls down dead as well. Okay. And this leaves these two in the back there. Anything else for Tohan?
Nope, that was my action and bonus actions.
All right, Troll D is up next. Scroll back down. Stats. Tohan, you are now in the lead. He's going to charge forward towards you, having seen you just slay his cousin and his brother. Bite, claw. These guys are kind of one-trick ponies. 12 does not hit, I'm assuming.
Nope, AC 16.
Okay, and that's no good. And that looks no good. Oh, just hit you, 16. Damage on the second claw is total of 9 slashing damage, which I believe
Okay,
is halved because you are raging. It's Troll D's turn. Who's next? Troll B.
If
is
he
dead.
if I'm assuming he moved up into one of the dead troll spots, so he's still touching the fire, so he's gonna have to roll for fire damage.
Correct. What was the damage on it again?
Uh, does he get the original roll's worth, or do I roll again?
Oh, does it say it takes it each turn? Is that how that works?
Basically, if the creature, um,
Well, if they're gonna stand in the fire, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
well,
if
every
it
time he
ends its
starts.
turn, it has to also make a saving
Yeah.
throw if it ends its turn in the fire.
Oh, if it ends its turn in the fire. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be the fact with D. So he would have to roll a saving throw or take. Let's see. So here's the saving throw on it. And again, we're gonna do this at disadvantage. He just rolled a natural 1, so I don't need to roll a second time. Um. So yeah, he's taking damage. How much damage was it again?
9 from before, or if I re-rolled, it was 7.
Okay. I'll let you keep the 9. That's fine. They are just trolls. I don't care about them. This guy's gonna get 0. I didn't finish that off.
All right, and he still can't heal.
Correct. You guys just roaming the Underdark murder and shit. I see how it is. Okay. So next troll, actually, I should look at that too. I didn't think about that. I don't remember if they actually have a version to fire that it doesn't say it in their stat block. Like, I know that they don't like fire. What I will do then is for this last guy, I'm going to make a quick morale check and see how he does. I'm going to roll a. Just roll a wisdom check for him. They don't really have morale in 5e, but they should. Wow. Okay, he rolled a 0. He is a chicken shit, and he is going to turn and run. Tohan, he is still within about 5 feet of you, having started his turn in the fire.
Smush
So
him.
as he goes to run, you do get an opportunity attack, we'll say.
What is a morale check?
It's an old thing from it was from second edition and I think maybe even first edition. It's essentially like to determine the creature's morale or like their
Their will to fight.
yeah, their testicular fortitude, as they like to say on pro wrestling a lot.
But is it like a what are you doing? Like a charisma?
I just
or-
did a wisdom saving throw to see if this thing was wise enough to realize that it was outnumbered. I think an intelligence throw would do too in this particular case. It's just a good way for me as a DM to determine if this thing is in fact a chicken shit or if it's going to be like, no, fuck you, I'm going to fight to the death. I think most monsters, if they knew what they were doing, would run away. Like,
Yeah.
if they knew anything about Murder Lizard and fucking Giant Strength Little Girl Vanadia and Zappy Zappy Ariant. It's. You guys are not nice people to monsters.
I don't think I get Great
reputation.
Weapon Master, but it was a 35 to hit, and then it was 24 damage.
Okay, definitely hits.
Vanadia's not little though. She's 5'11".
I suppose that's not that little. How much damage did you say?
24 damage.
24. Okay, damage. All right, so the one that just ran off is now looking very bloodied, and the one that is still standing still is looking bloodied.
Tohan 7'2". Just say that.
Nice.
It is back to Maggie's turn.
Vanadia coughs and goes, "Put your boots on."
How far did that one that ran get?
Let's see. He moved about 15 feet.
Okay, she's gonna send the frying pan sailing after it.
Okay. Oh, you're not getting away. This makes me wonder if is the frying pan hot? I mean, like from the fire? Was it just hanging out in the fire? So is it now a hot frying pan?
Ooh, yeah.
I feel like it is.
Gotta be.
I'll give you a d6 bonus damage on this roll from this thing just glowing red hot from being in the fire.
Heck.
Nice.
Unfortunately, it
My kind of DM.
might have spun too fast because I rolled a 10. So
Okay, so it whiffs.
yep.
Yeah.
But it's
But
that's sizzling, crackling sound as it whiffs.
she'll also toll the dead. So wisdom save 17 save.
Oh my. Wisdom.
Does it take fire damage when it leaves the bonfire area too, or?
No, I misread that. No, it's only if it when it first enters it, or if it ends its turn in it.
That is a fail, Dave. That was only a 7. Are those showing
Nice.
up in the log for you guys of anybody that's using the D&D Beyond?
Oh,
Or no? Because I think I've got it set
no.
to just me for some reason. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to fuck with
I
that.
don't think I don't
Yeah, I
think
don't see any of the rolls that you do in the log.
If
Okay.
your game log, does it say send to, and then you can click
Maybe.
change it from self to everyone?
I don't know. I've got it on a half screen right now, so it makes it all weird
Mm.
shaped. There's game log.
Mine in the
Uh,
game log pane, it's like right under and to the right of where it says game log.
Yeah, I see
Oh
that
yeah,
Hold,
look
too.
at
hold
that. There we
down.
go. Okay, send to everyone. Yeah, I knew there was a way to do it. I couldn't remember how I changed it last time because I think I was just doing it so that I can do like secretive roles if I want to, but I don't give a shit. I just roll and let the dice tell the story. So let's see.
20 damage.
Okay, he drops dead. Ducks the frying pan, laughs because he thinks he got away, and then promptly collapses into his den as he was running back towards it, crashing
Literally
through a
from
pile of rocks.
the ringing of bells in the air. That's such a weird spell.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like he just gets distracted by the sound, trips and breaks his neck. I don't like.
But it's necrotic damage somehow.
Uh,
Spooky shit.
I figured those bells have got to sound exactly like the intro to either "For Whom the Bell Tolls" or
Or
"Hell's
Halloween.
Bells."
No.
It's got to be one of the two.
Depending on the environment, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was Hell's Bells when you guys were in Inverness, but now it's changed, and now it's suddenly "For Whom the Bell Tolls." Like you just hear like bong, da, da. That's as much of that as I can as I can recreate without getting sued by Metallica, probably. So we'll leave it there. Okay, up next is you're all done, right, Maggie?
Yep.
Okay. Comes back to Venedia because Troll A is dead.
Well, only one thing left to do. Let's see. Does an 18 hit?
18 does hit. Yep.
So 3 longsword hits.
Okay. He had 33 hit points left. I'm gonna fast track it and say you killed the shit out of him. There's no sense in.
Hold for it.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Let's see, 33 damage.
Actually, only by a few extra.
It's okay.
One
So
extra. You got 37 damage.
Yeah.
through round 2, turn 3, you guys have now successfully killed these trolls. Errand steps forward and he's like, "Many thanks, my friends. It's quite impressive feat. I've never seen anyone dispatch a party of trolls quite so quickly before."
I toss my hair. I'm like, oh, that's nothing.
I'm gonna go grab the one that ran away and throw it on the bonfire too.
That's excellent. Yeah, you guys definitely are burning these fucking trolls,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Pile them up. Yep.
Let's check their lair.
Sure.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I wouldn't mind a rest too. I'm a little hurt.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are able to pretty easily enter into this thing. It's not anything fancy. It's literally just like a cave with some furs and whatever bones that they seem to have laying around for useful tools and things.
Sounds like a cozy rest spot.
Yeah, there's not really anything nice in here. It stinks to high hell for sure. My mouse is freaking out right now.
Oh. Aranith uses predigitation to make it smell better.
Oh, nice. I was gonna say we could like try. I don't know if anyone had any herbs we could throw in the fire or something like an incense.
Make the whole place down here smell like patchouli.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
this
said
place.
the elf healed himself. Is that right?
Yes,
What happened?
the elf healed himself, right?
Healed. Oh, I thought you said killed himself. I'm like, no, he didn't kill himself. Why would he do that? He's a happy-go-lucky guy.
Yeah.
He's like a weird hippie jock combination. Um, yeah, so you guys are able to go into the trolls den here. If you guys need, you can take any sort of rest that you might need.
I mean, I don't know if we need to take a long rest, but I wouldn't mind a quick short rest.
Let me see.
Sure, yeah.
I'm trying to see if I have anything that I should get. I should maybe reset, but I don't think so really. I haven't used my action surge. I haven't used indomitable. Nah, short rest is good.
While they're doing that, Maggie will do the inspiring leader. She'll integrate the elf into their party and give them 16 temporary hit points, along with anybody else. They should all have 16.
Nice.
You guys
Yeah,
is
I'm gonna roll some
mini-map
hit
is
dice
expanding.
here.
Aranitha takes out her flute and starts playing.
You took damage, Tohan?
Yeah, last fight too.
I offered to sharpen Aaron's sword for him.
Yeah,
In
he
like
gladly
a good
accepts.
naturedly kind of like ribbing kind of way, like like, hey, maybe I could touch the edge up on that thing.
Yeah, he kind of questions you for a moment about your experience as an armorer or armor smith, but if you relate that to him, he gives you a shot to do it. Um, let's do some skill checking then and see how well of a job you do on it.
Cool.
Let's see, just roll me.
Let's see.
Let's say performance check. And I would say you would have advantage on this particular performance check just because of your knowledge
Right,
of
gotcha.
blades and things too. Let's see what he thinks of your ability to sharpen a blade.
Well, he's gonna be lucky, whatever he thinks, but 18.
Okay, yeah, he kind of looks it over and rubs his thumb across it a little bit, and he's like, kind of makes the old, that's impressive face. Like, it's. He says, your parents must be very proud of you.
They are, I'm sure. I've not seen them in some time.
Assuming that you had told him about your parents, he's not like creeping on you, being like, "Ah, your parents, huh?"
Well, that was part of the convincing of.
Yeah. So, do
yeah.
you live with your parents? What's the deal with that? Is that
Yeah, they're 2 corridors
how
just down
old
that
are
way.
you? I can't tell. You're a tiefling. No, he's very polite, very nice
I'm
to you.
35, which yeah, I know I don't look it.
Yeah, let the record show. I'm pretty sure Venedia said she was in her 20s. She's doing the old.
She appears like she's in her 20s, but she's actually 35. But
Oh,
that because she's tiefling and they would have like a
oh, that's
slightly
right. They do.
older,
Yeah, they age slightly slower.
proportionately.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not that much. It's just like proportionally a little bit longer lifetime.
Yeah, similar with like Dragonborns have the same kind of
Right.
thing going on, I think. Okay, so yeah, you guys are able to take your short rest. You find nothing of real value in the troll's lair. It seems like have been more concerned with gathering food, as the large pile of bones shows, than they are any sort of gold trinkets or anything like that. Right down to like there's no like even furs or anything you would take out of this place. They're all just tainted with troll stink. But the passage to the north is now cleared of these vile creatures, allowing you to proceed in whichever direction you would like. So you can either go north from this passage, or you can go back to where you guys were, like past where you discovered the elf.
Do we want to just head north from where we are?
Sure.
as you look out into the next area, uh, you can see that, again, you seem to be on a descending slope here in general. Since you've entered, you seem to be going down rather than up mostly. And in this particular case, your path leads you. Oops, I hit all of you guys here. Your path leads you down a winding area. At one point, you can kind of look out through a hole in the wall, which would be right here. Where your elf knight guy is here. Lock this so that we don't accidentally move the tile and flip everybody all over the place. And as you look out into this large cave below, you can see. Come on, load D&D Beyond. Ah, there you go.
A naked elf.
No more naked elves.
Oh,
Do, 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 do. Now in the center of this room, you can see what appears to be some sort of an altar set up. Around this altar are several hooded figures with their backs to you. It appears that they are a rather large contingent of creatures, and they all sort of seem to be performing some sort of ritual or perhaps like a religious ceremony of some sort. And as you watch for the briefest moment, a swirl of smoke, it seems, begins to swirl around this altar, and they're all chanting in this kind of foreign but very elven sounding tongue. Uh, Arianth, make me a history check.
Does Maggie's Eye of Argos say anything about them?
Yes. I'll get to it in one second.
I got
Okay,
17.
Arianth, your blood runs cold as you immediately recognize the sound of the Drow summoning ritual. A ritual you had been taught about by your mentor. It was told to you that often the Drow elves, the dark elves of the Underdark, that were reputed to be nothing but trouble and evil, would often summon to their aid a the assistance of various demons from the abyss under the command of their spider queen, Lulth. So it seems that you are witnessing such a summoning ritual occur. As this persists for the next few minutes, my cat apparently wants to play too. She's over there yowling away. As you proceed to witness this ritual through this window, you see first one, then two, then four, and then six of these shadowy figures come kind of flying up into existence.
I relay to the party what I realize and suggest that we need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, and this is, as you're counting, you notice beyond just the six creatures, there seems to be two mages that are in control of this ritual, that are actually performing the ritual. You also notice posted at several areas around the cavern, such as each entrance, there seem to be six kind of reasonably dressed and armored drow guards, along with standing around the mages are uh, six, either six or seven drow warriors that look to be much more kind of combat ready and elite. I mean, any drow is a dangerous foe, but these look like they are like cream of the crop type enemies.
All right. I use our wizard covered circle of communication to mentally tell everybody that we need to quietly get the hell out of here now. And that our sun elf friend should have that stone ready and waiting to use it just in case.
Yeah, he pulls the stone back out of his pocket and grips it firmly in his hand and nods. It's very solemnly. So yeah, the path itself would lead down here and through a very narrow kind of area, it looks like, to lead down in there. This is a pretty wide opening up here, but it's more of like just a pitched window.
I tell everybody we just need to like backtrack and go the other way.
Okay.
Arianth probably notices that Maggie is like a half second away from casting a harm spell and fucking up one of those mages. She's just like so pissed about this.
Yeah, I don't. Toan doesn't like Drow either. He's ready to fucking murder all those skinny fucks.
All right. So, how would you guys like to play this out?
Aranith is trying to persuade everybody. Look, this is not something we want to fight right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
they got
Eye of Agos.
powerful
Sorry,
magic.
that's right. You wanted to know what the Eye of
Oh, yeah.
Agos
Yeah. Let's get us some Ioagos information here before anybody starts throwing down.
Lego my Egos.
All right. So the two are in fact Drow mages. They are currently wearing mage armor, which gives them an armor class of 15, 45 hit points, speed of 30. These are incredibly intelligent and dexterous creatures. They are stealthy as hell. Their magic is very strong, and they're very cunning and perceptive. They share a Fey ancestry with you, Arianth. They have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put them to sleep. Like it seems like the Eye of Agos has been like updating its Wikipedia. They do have innate spell casting abilities, and in this case, since they are mages, they have learned spell casting abilities. They are a 10th level spellcaster each. It does tell you that they have they are sensitive to sunlight. They are, however, able to withstand regular amounts of light. Like if you guys teamed up and did your pitch black maneuver again, it would probably cause them to have a disadvantage, but it would maybe not last past a few rounds. Each of them is armed with a staff, and each of them is, in fact, summoning a series of demons.
So we got the two mages, plus a bunch of demons, plus how many other Drow?
Yeah, there's like 20 people in this room right now. There was clearly some sort of crazy shit going on here. You intuitively think perhaps those trolls may have been placed at the entrance of that tunnel as guards, because the Drow are known to take lesser-minded creatures as slaves on occasion. So it's very possible they were some sort of an advanced guard on that tunnel. Perhaps in exchange for being allowed to live in this area without being harassed by the Drow. They were just told to keep intruders out. That's just a guess.
They weren't expecting anything as bad as us to show up then.
Well, Aranith is very leery of this. She knows what the Drow are capable of, but she'll go with party consensus.
Yeah, basically Maggie wants to like snipe the two mages. And I would say like as soon as she realizes what is going on, like that's like she's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Don't stop me. So I guess like if Arianth convinces her otherwise, she won't do it. But
I mean, you guys can either come to a consensus.
Hey, I got your back.
Or if not, I was gonna say if you guys want to roll it, we could always roll it too with persuasion and initiatives and everything else. And like if we would just roll initiative first and to determine party action order, and then beyond that, it would just go off in the order that it went off in. So it's up to you guys.
Well, Aranith isn't going to force anybody to do anything at this point. She just thinks it's a bad idea, but she's neutral, chaotic. She'll just do what needs to be done. Mm-hmm. But she's basically saying, "Look, guys, this is not going to be easy, and these guys are not someone you would just want to fuck with out of the blue."
Yeah. So I love that I know that at least Jen, you and you, Nick, have both read many of the Dritz novels.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dave and other Nick,
I'm pretty sure all of them, but yes.
I've read one or two. I
there was a
wish I'd
fairly
read
new
more,
one that came
frankly,
out.
because they are
Um,
good.
so I will say that for the purposes of our current adventure setting, any knowledge that you guys have gleaned from those could be applied directly to your character, as legends and lore of the dark elf Dritz have spread far across Faerun by this time frame, by your time, I should say, by the late 1400s. Like the events of the Crystal Shard, as a little lore drop, happened sometime in the 1350s, I want to say, something like that. So,
Shit, it's been like almost 20 years since I read those books.
well, that's okay. It's a good excuse to reread them. But also, yeah, I believe that R.A. Salvatore, Mr. Bob, has a new book that recently came out or is coming out called Starlight Enclave. And he actually, I think, is going to delve into some non-loaf worshipping Drow, which is kind of interesting. I'm excited to see that. I haven't picked it up yet, but I cannot remember if it's out yet or not.
So, what does our sun elf think of all this right now?
You can kind of tell he went from being cheery and jovial to the second that you were all kind of peeking through the window. Like, he was like on guard, ready to fight or ready to run, essentially. Like, probably more towards the latter. Like, he may be brave and strong, but he doesn't necessarily want to die either, and he knows the numbers game.
What is what's the ceiling look like? Is it like a bunch
So,
of
where,
stalactites up there? Is it crystals? Is it
let me see. So around the outer edges, around here, where there's like some kind of crazy looking rock formations going up the walls, there does seem to be some stalagmites and cover and things. So like if you were to get back in there, it would provide partial cover in any of these little nooks, basically. However, the center has been cleared away. You actually see a few other areas where it looks like maybe these stalagmites and stalactites have been sheared off again, perhaps as a way for these drow to have this little chamber. Um,
Yeah, I was just curious about the ceiling. If we could like, if Ariane could just like do a mold earth and drop like a giant fucking stalactite on him or something.
I don't think mold earth will work for solid stone, but
No.
Well, I also have like the horn of blasting or something like that where I could.
yeah, I mean, like like basically it's a big, probably 40-foot tall cavern. You guys are up about 25 feet in the air above these guys now, but like obviously you're on a solid, like in a solid tunnel that leads on a downslope to down here. So
How big is the window we're looking through? Like, could we
uh,
fit through it?
oh yeah, you could like basically step through this. This is like
Can we see the
maybe
map
five.
again, Zach?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
fine.
So yeah, you guys are right here. So the window itself is, get my drawing pencil out here. So this is your little window right here that you're looking through. So it's like 5 to 7 feet wide, a few feet tall. Like you could pretty easily step up into the window and then either jump down or fly across or do whatever you'd like to do. You
And
can
how far down is it from there?
it's about 20-25 feet down to the ground. Like inside.
I can, if everybody wanted to get down there, I can get us down with Featherfall for you guys, and I obviously have my broom.
Yeah, that or we could just piss them off and funnel them to these tunnels where they can only come at us maybe one
Right.
or two at a time.
Yeah, I think sniping them and then letting them come at us is probably the way to go.
Plus, I have maybe some other couple tricks I could pull.
You
No doubt.
also
Warp on them
notice
through the window.
with Reggie's kind of heads up display going into the Eye of Agos, Maggie, you would notice that this particular place doesn't actually seem to have any other exit. So it seems the way that you've entered through here is also the way the Drow must have entered through here, unless they have some other secret up their sleeve. It seems like a one way in, one way out. Probably why they picked it for their chamber is because it was very secure.
Before we start doing that, can I ready an action?
Mm-hmm.
I
You
would
guys,
like
you
to.
guys will all have a full round of surprise actions if you all agree to attack, like at the same time. So everybody would get off a simultaneous action essentially, and then we would go with initiative order after that.
Yeah, I think we should do a long range attack and then fall back. I can't mark it where it is, but there's like that narrow spot in the tunnel that leads to the last one.
There is right here, or are you
Nope.
talking about right here?
Nope. Keep it all the way down. Nope. Yeah, a little bit further down, but
Oh, down to
yeah,
here?
right there.
Gotcha.
Where they can't get by. They can't attack more than like 1% at a time,
Yeah, absolutely.
or
Remind
even
me,
just like into the entrance of the next one, where it's like kind of like they have one square, but we have two, so they'd have to.
Do we want to make? Do we want to maybe have some people stationed down at the entrance and a couple people stationed up at the window that are more long ranged?
Zach, can you remind us? There's 2 Drow mages, and then some like armed guards. There's
Yeah.
like 6.
There is Drow Mage. There is. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me a summary on here, so I have to physically count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Drow Elite Warrior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 regular Drow, just Drow. And then there appears to now be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these shadow demons that they have now summoned. However, several of these shadow demons are flying around the chamber, lashing out at these regular drow that are standing on the outskirts, while the mages scream at them. So, does anybody understand drow language?
Nope.
I will cast comprehend language for this.
Okay. So the mages are shouting at the initiates, we'll say, these lower level drow, telling them that they simply have to believe and calling them heretics. Only heretics shall be punished by the shadow demons. When one of them says something like this, one of these shadow demons reaches out and rips one of the drows across the throat, killing him.
Ooh.
Well, as this is going on, I'm using our little secure mental channel to relay all this to everyone.
All right.
Not
Yeah, I mean,
into it.
Maggie thinks this is just like, unless you physically restrain her, she's gonna cast some spells.
Go for it, girl.
I'm sick of all these motherfucking demons in this motherfucking D&D campaign.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I'm ready for it. I want to see Maggie go beast mode right now.
All right.
Um,
I suggest
getting
that if
away.
we're gonna, I suggest if we're going to do this, that we make sure that we have people blocking the way for us for them to get to us, and people keeping this window covered as well.
So I think that Iavagos is telling me that like they're all basically they all have ranged attacks. So we should all like get off a ranged attack and then back up basically.
Well, yeah. If I know lore about the thing at all too, I know that the Drow hate elves, like surface elves.
Yes, they will attack surface elves of any sort pretty much on sight and fight to the death. They are not
So
fans.
if we attack and show them the summer elf or maybe Arianth, they will probably blindly run up here into a trap that we could set.
All right. Cool. So are we rolling initiative or should I start casting?
You guys all will get one free action, and we'll say that they can all occur simultaneously.
Oh, okay. In that case,
Because you guys have the chance to plan for this stuff. They are wrapped up with what's going on downstairs. At this point, probably another one of the drow is slain by one of these shadow demons. At which point the mages are now starting to yell out to the others to protect themselves and form up and things like that. Still calling them heretics and telling them to believe. But there's basically chaos downstairs right now. It's a pretty prime time to fire off some rounds here.
All right. Now he's gonna start with a harm spell on one of the drow. So it's a Constitution 17 save.
Okay.
um,
One of the mages, I mean, sorry.
Oh, that's good.
I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark, but I kind of want to see how it's laid out first.
That
I
is
guess.
a 14. Did that one show up in the log for you guys? It should have.
Oh, hang on.
No.
No.
Dang it.
Right. Maggie points at this motherfucker and says harm, and 44 damage happens, which I think is one short of full, right?
Yes, he has 45 hit points.
Ironically, that's also as far as harm can go. So she did as much harm as she possibly could.
That's fucking amazing.
And then she's gonna send that spiritual weapon flying. For 20 to hit. Assuming that hits.
Yes, that does hit. 15 is the armor class.
Venadia turns to Aerith and says, "You were saying?"
Aranith just shakes her head, rolls her eyes, and says, "Fuck it."
And then the frying pan hits the Drow mage in the head with 22 damage, and because the frying pan only got to do one of that actual damage, it's gonna just start bashing.
It just smashes it flat.
Just smashes his dead body in. Excellent.
Yeah, and then any of the demons that mage summoned would also, I think, be disappear, howling back once they came.
Fuck yeah.
So, normally, any demon that he was in control of would disappear. So in this particular case, these shadow demons are they're proving to be kind of a tough summon for these guys. We'll say that 2 out of the 4 that he summoned have disappeared now. Or yeah, so there are now only about 4 of these shadow demons flying around the room, we'll say. The other mage, however, has completely lost control of all of them. So at this point, they are independent creatures, kind of just attacking everything in sight. I think I got all those right. I gotta shrink everybody down to size.
So I like that as of now, all that anybody in the room has seen is just like all of a sudden this drow fell sick and like almost died and then got smashed with a spectral frying pan. So
Yeah.
I don't know if they have any idea that like where this came from.
Yeah,
It's like,
as far as they know, it just apparated in there. Like, because I'm assuming that since you were only like 15, 20 feet away from these assholes, that yeah, that's how much that they fill the room. So that's
Someone turns and shouts, "Frying pan!"
yeah, basically that's
get it.
what was that?
That's what they do.
Ballad,
Frying pan?
another great.
They don't even know that the mage fell sick first. That as far as they're concerned, the frying pan just like showed up
Yeah,
and
just annihilated one of the 2 mages.
knocked its head off.
One of the lower
mages
drow
looking
shouts.
around it.
One of the lower drow, Arianth, you hear it shout out, "That demon's got a frying pan!" Something like that. Like they definitely think that the demons are responsible for this.
Speaking of which, for mine, I'm gonna cast a Maximilian's Earthen Grasp on the other mage.
Okay. That is a large hand that comes up out of the earth, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And they have to do a strength saving throw, otherwise it is it gets bludgeon damage and is restrained.
Stat block. I'm sorry, it was what type of saving throw? A constitution?
A strength.
Strength. Oh dear. He's flubbed.
That's why I picked it.
13.
Nope, failed. 16. So
Yay, it finally showed up in the log. Yay.
all right, so he is now that other mage is now restrained and takes a whopping 7 damage. But
okay.
in order to get out of being restrained, to break out, the restrained target can use its action to make a strength check against your save spell DC. On success to no longer restrained by the hand. As an action, I can cause the hand to reach for a different creature or move on to a different unoccupied if I release him. And that would be my freebie. I suppose I should probably roll for initiative.
I'm going to use Horn of Blasting and Rage too.
Okay.
I emit a thunderous blast in a 30-foot cone that's audible 600 feet away. Each creature in the cone must make a DC 15 con saving throw. And if they fail, they are deafened, and on a success, they are not deafened but get half damage. And then there's a 20% chance it's going to blow up.
Excellent. Is it Constitution saving throw for all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there needs to be a group roll option on here. That's
Group con saving throw.
yeah, like oh my god, there's so many. I think they're all at 0, so I can probably do it. Like I don't care as long as the modifiers aren't different. You know what I mean? Like if I just roll once
Mhm.
for all 6 people, because they are kind of in a group. I don't feel like rolling 20 dice. They get a con +2. The Drow elites do, so I'll have to roll at least twice. And Mage has a 0 as well, so we'll just roll 3 times. We'll roll for each group. All right, so regular Drows. That is a 19. Why am I still rolling to myself? That's so weird. Oh, maybe you know why? I think it's for each person I have to set that. That's craziness. So that is a 19.
Yep, that passes. They take 12 damage.
Okay. They are all now at 1 hit point. The elites are quite a bit better off. They are not like first year students. So they're +2. They roll a 13.
That's a fail. They take 24.
Okay.
So they get for wearing all that metal.
And they are deafened.
Yep. And the Drow Mage that is still alive. Entries. Let's see. There we go. That was a 11, so he also takes full damage.
Yep, he takes 24. And now if I roll under a 20 or under, it's going to explode.
Okay, so the Drow Mage is bloodied.
And it fucking explodes.
So Tohana, this is assuming that you were at the window at the time. Maggie, you were also at the window at the time. Unless you had
Holy
shot.
shit.
Did you fire and move back? Was that was your plan, right?
No, not really. She probably like ducked to be. I mean, she barely even ducked. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, I took 20 damage from that exploding.
Okay. So Maggie,
Which I'm really glad I raged first before I fucking blew it. Let's just
I'm
say.
assuming
Is
that
it-
is Maggie as well takes that damage unless she makes a successful saving throw of some sort.
No, it just says just the blower.
Oh, really? That's a very small
Um,
explosion.
It said each use of the horn's magic causes a 20% chance of causing the horn to explode. The explosion damage deals 10d6 fire damage to the blower and destroys the horn. So the horn is destroyed too.
No.
So this thing goes off like a prop cigar, like Groucho
Yeah.
Marx style. Like this is like the whole thing is splits and curls out on the end, so that you're just like, ugh, that's my favorite. That was my favorite horn.
It
It's
was
like
my
a
favorite horn.
really like janky grenade launcher,
Yeah,
basically.
it was not.
Just like
Yeah, it's
Wah,
the
mass
wah.
produced for a losing side of a war.
Must be a Russian horn of blasting.
Yeah, exactly. Snap. I was just
Oh,
about to.
suck it, Putin. I don't care. I'm taking a hard line on that one. I try to keep politics out of this shit, but screw that guy. He's an asshole.
Yeah, that ain't politics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'm just going to like after I blow the horn and explode a little. I guess I will just back up so I don't have like they can't like directly see me in the
Okay.
alcove.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All right, so we still have.
just like shaking my head and shake it
Let's
off.
see, Arianth, you've done stuff. Benedia. Benedia, did you do stuff?
Nope.
Okay.
Didn't do stuff yet.
Go ahead and do stuff.
Let's see. I wanted to. Yeah, I'm gonna do Hunter's Mark. I guess on the closest demon,
Okay.
and that's a bonus action.
H mark. Abbreviating that makes it sound like a discount shop from the 90s. Shop at H mark.
Totally. Yeah.
It sounds like a needle mark from someone who shoots up H.
Oh, Jesus.
You got your H mark.
What did the Ayabargos tell us about the demons?
Oh, let's see. They are a medium fiend or demon, making them an abyssal creature. They are chaotic evil. They have 66 hit points, an armor class of 13, and their speed is 30 feet, walking or flying. They just sort of hover around. And these guys very much look like Dementors from Harry Potter. Let's see if I can bring them up on the screen here. Boop. Just let me do a blown up version of them. Let's do it this way. They look like this. Big ugly faces, horns, wings.
Oh, he looks like the dude Tim Curry's character out of Legends.
Yeah, a little bit. That's pretty similar, honestly. Yeah, they are see, high stat is dexterity for them, low stat is strength. They are actually super fucking weak. They are immune to lightning, poison, and cold damage. Resistant to thunder, fire, necrotic, acid, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks. They are, however, vulnerable to radiant damage. They are extremely stealthy and dexterous. Let's see.
Are they smart?
They are not super smart, but they are reasonably intelligent. They have an intelligence score 14, +2 to their rolls. They can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain, and they will take force damage if they end their turn inside of an object. Um, they are also sensitive to light, and in dim light or darkness, they can hide very effectively. They will attack with their claws, and they deal psychic damage.
Alrighty.
Actually, I gotta roll initiative. 17.
Oh, damn. Oh, okay. That's 7.
What was that initiative, Tohan?
13.
13. Okay. And Maggie, what was yours?
I didn't know if it just showed up in your log or not.
You know, it did last time and it didn't this time. There's something weird with the encounter generator. It's still in beta, so I'm not surprised that it's not perfect, but
I got
Cool.
7.
7? Okay.
Yep.
I did too.
I can find you in this massive list of creatures here. 7. Oh. Let's see, I can't.
Maggie's got +1
Oh.
dexterity. Arianth have.
Okay, so I'm gonna set all their damages. 1, 1. The Shadow Demons kill the rest of the regular Drow, because they have all got 1 hit point and they're flying around slashing at him and shit. That'll make things a little bit easier. There are now. It's just the Drow elites. all these Drow warriors.
And the one restrained mage and the shadow and the demon.
Yes, and there should be less shadow demon. Or no, that's 4 of them. Yep. So all these guys are now dead, making it a little bit more reasonable for me. The Drow elite warriors are now able to kind of regroup a little bit, do some tactical positioning here, and they begin to drop fairy fire all along these shadow demons. So now these shadow demons are all glowing. The mage has essentially lost control of the situation. He's just going from this big hand that's coming out of the ground. So here's the current positioning of what these things look like. Bunch of dead Drow, dead mage.
Aranith laughs and suggests we just let them kill each other.
Sounds fine by me.
Yeah, be ready to light this place up like a candle, though. We should take out that mage.
Okay. So next. Doesn't seem right. Let me cycle through around here. Sorry. I was trying to figure out why it wasn't going to the next round yet, because there's 20 fucking guys for me to cycle through. 21, 22, 23, 24, including you guys. There's 25 people on the board. Okay. Not really, because most of them are dead now. Venedia, you rolled the top initiative, so you would get the first action. You guys are still theoretically in kind of an open round of combat, because none of these things have seen you yet.
Okay.
I suggest to
Mm-hmm.
Venedia that maybe we can do our little light show right in the middle, and they still might
I was
not be
wondering
none the
that too.
wiser.
Yeah. What do you think? I'm down to give that a try.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to hold action until Ariant's turn, and you guys can tag team the brightest freaking spot in the Underdark.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you're holding your action for this turn until Ariant's, which is coming up, Toan. It's gonna be your turn next.
I don't know if I want to. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go down toward the tunnel part.
Okay.
Where it kind of like, I can't draw on that, but
Yeah, let me throw somewhere.
yeah, right about there. Perfect.
Okay.
And then I'm going to drop a bag of. Let me find them real quick. Ball bearings. Bag of 1,000 ball bearings. So as an action, I can spill these tiny metal balls from their pouch, cover level square area, 10 feet on the size. Creature moving across this covered area must succeed in dexterity 10 saving throw or fall prone. Creature moving through this area is at half speed, doesn't need to make the save.
Excellent.
That's amazing.
Okay, so
Love
yeah,
it.
If they run when this light blinds them, they're just gonna be falling all over the place.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else? You moving backwards at all?
Yeah, I guess I'll.
Because theoretically, you could go down there, use a free action to do that. I know it doesn't cost. Does it cost an action?
Yeah, it says it as an action.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, you wouldn't have enough movement to get all the way back. I don't know. It's 10, 20. You're about 30 feet away from where you were, maybe 40. Somewhere in there, you have 50 feet, so you could back up another 10 feet or something like to there.
Yeah, I got 40 feet of walking, so
Okay.
I can just head back and probably still pretty covered.
Oh yeah, 1,000 ball bearings all over this nasty slick floor. Yes, it's pitch black. So like and the ball bearings are the same temperature as the room you're in. It's not like infravision or anything like that's going to take effect, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's awesome.
after that, Arianth, it's your turn. So you guys, I'm assuming, are using your actions to do the pitch black maneuver, but in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sound good to you, Venedia?
Sounds great. Let's do it.
Yeah. Do it.
I was going to suggest the same thing.
Erin is quietly giggling while this is all going on. She's finding this very amusing. Her
Bam.
whole mood has changed to this is fun.
Oh, we can turn that right up. Turn it up to 11. Yes. Excellent. Somebody that designed this looping effect knows about Spinal Tap, must be.
The squad sure knows how to crash a party. That's for sure.
Seriously. These guys are over here just trying to worship some demon shit. You guys are like, nope.
We're not even in initiative, and some of them are dead already.
The freaking mage is still prone in the hand.
Yep. That horn of blasting was pretty serious for those initiates. They were not expecting to get exploded and deafened to death today. That's a horrible scene too. That's just 7. Like, picture this. This is 7 like Drow that are the equivalent of like 16 or 17-year-old kids that are at like their first work study program, and then they just have to grab their ears and they start like bleeding from them and screaming as they fall to the ground dying. Well, their shitty instructors let them die at the hands of demons. Yeah, it's a bad day to be a Drow. And this is pretty typical from what you understand in the life of a Drow too. This is par for the course. All right, Maggie, you are up next on this. By now, we'll say that these things have started to kind of notice stuff, except for they just see this radiant streak of light blast into existence, and like now they are all essentially not blinded, but effectively hindered in seeing well. So anything that they do is basically going to be at disadvantage. Anything that involves sight.
And they're all deafened. The
Yeah,
mage
and
and the
so they're blind, basically blind and deaf now.
like flashbang.
Yeah, this is guerrilla tactics. I love it.
Maggie
Aaron,
feels bad for half a second and then comes back with a vengeance.
All right.
Erin is just laughing.
So
She
what?
just can't even contain herself now. She's just laughing. This is great.
I'm assuming spiritual weapon first, right?
How much? What's the Drow mage down to?
Oh, something. Yeah, scrolling.
I think he took 6 from the
He
hand and
has
24 from the hornet blasting, so he's
yeah,
down
he has
30.
yeah, he's got 20. I have it listed as 21 current hit points. I might have missed something.
The Maximilian hand did 6, I think.
Oh, okay. So he takes 6 more
Impressed.
damage. So he would be at 15 right now.
All right. So that's 7 plus. You said 15?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Then the frying pan also smacks the shit out of him. 18 damage, 25 to hit.
Yep. Okay. So the other mage is now dead.
You killed both of them with the frying pan.
Yeah, I haven't used the harm spell yet though, and that was like the most perfect use of it.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Nice.
Get him out of here. There we go.
Yeet.
And the Eye of Agos didn't say that any of them have resistance to necrotic damage, right?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay, so
At this point, it's just shadow demons and Drow elite warriors.
and are they like fighting each other at this point?
Yeah, I mean, for what they can, both of them have super bad light sensitivity, so essentially now there's just a lot of blind flailing going on in the room. Like, honestly, between Tohan and Venadia and your Night Friend and all your spells, you guys can probably wade through this room just killing people randomly. Like, it's pretty close. Like, they're in a very bad situation right now.
Let's do it.
I guess she'll take on the demons just in case they have some power, but by the Eye of Agos, is there one of the two kinds that has lower wisdom?
So the shadow demons have a wisdom of 13. Drow mage, Drow elite warrior, and the Drow warrior have a wisdom of 13.
Okay, So she'll hit one of the demons with the Toll of the Dead.
Okay.
So 17 saving throw.
Constitution, right? No, wisdom. He said.
Wisdom.
Okay. I just rolled off from a 16 to an 8.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's a fail.
So 27 damage.
27 damage. Oh, and I never marked their damage down from the Horn of Blasting. Do we remember what the Horn of Blasting caused? Because I didn't mark it down on the Shadow Demons.
Was it 24?
That sounds right. We'll give it.
I think it was
Yeah,
12 on
okay,
the
that's right.
lower guys and 24 on everyone else.
Mhm.
I apologize. I do that. Like I said, I've got a lot of stuff to track.
Yeah.
Even with D&D Beyond, this is a big battle. This is like I was expecting
Yeah.
you guys to be like, "Yo, fuck this, we'll get out of here." Like, nope. Fucking Drow, 20 Drow, fuck them, let's kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how we knew that we could do it, but we just were like, no, we can do that. We haven't
Well,
tested
our
that
positioning
before,
is-
but yeah, no,
characters.
we totally
Yeah,
can.
I think
Well-
your tactics were pretty crucial in this.
Yeah, our positioning and guerrilla tactics
Yeah.
were huge in this.
Elite special ops.
Yeah, this is like the assassination of Osama bin Laden, except for Drow. That's what's going on right now. Like you're SEAL team, your dungeon team 6.
Yeah, totally.
That's a way cooler name than the Goonies. All right, they're all
Dungeon Team
dead.
666.
Yeah, there you go.
And we're up to six people now if we count the Raven as a person.
Nice.
He hasn't done anything yet. It's a fucking craven and a raven.
Yeah, Sun Elf hasn't done anything yet either.
Still assigning damage here. Holy shit, Jesus.
Did Maggie kill a demon with some weird necrotic death bells?
That demon is not quite. Oh wait, what is the damage that I just did with that one? Where is it? Shadow demon. Hey, where are you? I don't know, because Shadow Demon A disappeared off my encounters sheet here. We'll say it was B that you did. Let's see, that was. I'm sorry, Dave. How much damage did you do with that attack again? Do you remember?
27.
27. Okay. Because I gave him the 24. Okay, so there the demon closest to you is down to 15 hit points out of 66. Now the others are all still at 42.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, cut out for a second. What did you say?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's down to the demon closest to you is down to 15 out of 80 out of 66 hit points. The others remain at 42. Let's see. That brings your guys' turn about to a close. I'm gonna just do 3 real quick rolls to determine who the kind of victors in these battles are gonna wind up being here. So Drow 1, 15, Demon 1, 12. So one of the groups of Drow is able to overcome one of these demons. That guy. The second group, there is no change in the second group, which is the 2-on-1, and then the final Drow. The demon that you just attacked, Maggie, is slain by the Drow nearby. These guys are now kind of starting to try to get their wits about them, and they seem to be yelling to each other, but like nobody's answering each other because they're all deaf, so they're all just shouting orders over the top of each other. You there, get that one! What? Like it's just a total clusterfuck still. One One of them is pointing up at you, though. The one that killed this demon, he must have seen uh something happen. That was also the one that had Hunter's Mark on it, by the way. So I don't know if you want to move that, Venadia, but you can. Yeah, he's motioning and kind of pointing at the window and trying to get the other one's attention. But however, these ones are all still kind of wrapped up in their own little battles with these shadow demons and trying to like clear their eyes of the blinding light in the room. So it seems only one of them has really noticed you. Probably after killing that shadow demon, he'll start to charge towards the exit. So it's
Oh, goody.
all right. Cycle through about 25 people here. Next. All right. Venadia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this demon, this next one closest to us, he's engaged in battle with these other guys there.
Correct.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna transfer my hunter's mark to that demon.
Okay.
And while it's engaged in battle there, I'm gonna come behind it and stick some swords in it.
Okay. Yeah, you were totally able to hop down. Worst case scenario, you guys can always pull out your ladder, stick it down there.
Nice.
Yeah, you run over to this thing.
Okay. We got a crit. All right, the crit was 17. Wait, what else did I get? Hang on. Oh geez. Oh, I got 2 crits. Oh geez. Okay. So that would be yeah. Okay, so I rolled a 1 on the damage for the other crits, so plus 10, so that'd be 12.
Yep.
And then I need 1 more.
So it goes from being, wounded to bloodied to very bloodied during the first 2.
And then another 12.
So
So
it has
24.
1 hit point left.
Damn it. Or wait, I'm supposed to roll the d6s on that, aren't I?
Yes, Hunter's Mark. That's right.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
dead.
It's way dead. Yeah.
Dead. Yeah, you would have had 3 d6s or like 6
Yeah.
d6s or something.
Three of them, yeah.
Okay. Shadow Demon. Go
Another
bye
5.
bye.
There you go. It's gone.
Slight damage to the rest of them, so that leaves 1 Shadow Demon in the room. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Drow Elites.
The eyes on these guys must be bugging out of their heads right now.
Well, I think their eyes are probably squinted just about closed, if I had to
Yeah.
guess.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Let's see. That's your turn, right? Tohan, you'd be up next.
With my bonus action, I just would transfer it to the next demon as well.
Okay. Your bonus action would be your extra attack.
Oh no,
action.
that's actually no, that's my yeah, you're right. Yeah. So
If I go up to the window, is the group with the 3 elite and the other demon more than 30 feet away or 30 feet away?
Like the group of three.
Yeah.
They're right around 30 feet from the window.
Yeah, I'll go right up to the window and use my breath weapon, which has a 30-foot range.
Hey, you! Everybody looks up. I don't know. I just picture it as you barfing out acid for some reason. I don't. It's like you're just power vomiting. It's like a night after a really long kegger when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
I should be able to hit all three of the elite warriors. Probably not the demon though.
What's the width of it?
It's a line.
Oh, it's a straight line. Okay, so
Maybe just two of the.
it's not letting me do a line for some reason. Yeah, we'll say you could hit all three of them or two of them and the demon, and it would work either way.
Okay, I'll do two in the demon then.
Okay.
DC 14 deck save.
Rowley Drows. I'll do the demons first. Shadow Demon might actually do it. That is no, that's a 10. Drow. These guys have very high dexterity. Say
So it's
15.
12 damage on a fail or 6 on a success.
What was the target? The...
Two elite warriors and the demon.
No, I'm sorry. What was the target DC for the save?
14.
14? Okay, so the Drow all managed to make their save. The demon does not. So it is how much?
So demon takes 12 and then the drow takes 6.
6 damage to you. 6 damage to you. Demon. The demon is now looking bloodied. All right, anything else?
I'll rage again.
Okay. It's a happy rage. That burns like hell. Arianth.
Aeronath is just has tears coming down her face. She's just enjoying this so much. She finds it so amusing. But are there any of the Drow elite near the dead mage that was in the hand?
Yeah, I mean, there's two of them down here. They're where the hand was pretty much right where Vanadia's character is here.
All right. Well, if there's one that's within 5 feet of the hand grabs at it, and they have to do a strength saving throw.
Okay. That is a 19.
Ooh, they pass.
All right. He manages to fight off this earth hand. I feel like it pushes the earth hand away. The earth hand turns around and flips him off.
Indeed.
Any other actions? Movement? What was that?
No, that's it. My hands gives a rude gesture and waits for a chance to grab someone else.
Excellent. Okay, Maggie.
The frying pan's gonna, I guess, smack that last demon.
Okay.
Oop, that is a 11. Probably misses.
I wish there was an easy way to remove things from the initiative order once they are dead. There probably is, and I probably don't know about it. Armor class is 13.
Okay. So then pan misses, and then wisdom 17 saving throw.
That is a big fat 10.
Nice. So 19 damage to that demon.
Okay. That demon is now very bloodied. He is down to 11 hit points out of 66. Okay.
Demons and mages dropping like flies, man.
Yeah, this has got to be the worst day for these guys. Like they're like, man, this is bad even for the Underdark.
Massacre.
Desperate effort to keep everybody arranged here. Keep assigning damage to people that are already dead so that they show up as dead. Alright, so the Drow, the one that had begun to run up into the room here, their movement 30 feet, but we'll say he's dashing to get there. 15, 20, 25, 30 until he hits those ball bearings. So what was the effect of those ball bearings again for this guy, Nick?
Hold on, I'm fighting him again.
I believe it was a death save where he falls prone and takes some kind of damage, right?
Yeah, I think it was only
Mhm.
DC 10 Dex saving throw. To fall prone.
Okay, so this guy is able to keep his footing and he skims across the 5-10 feet of ball bearings, kind of rolling and backtreading a bunch. And then he proceeds to run 5, 10, 30, right up to about there. So he actually is up to Arianth. However, he has dashed as his action, so he is unable to do anything else, I believe.
He's like, oh, you motherfuckers are elves. I should have known.
Yep, that's all he can do for right now. He doesn't have any sort of reaction. Okay. The others, seeing this last demon severely beat down here, they continue their assault and are able to kill it. These two kind of begin to turn in and are both going to move to attack Venadia. However, they are both also at disadvantage. So let's see. Let's see what this is. A.
So they just need their worst roll to be a 20 is all.
Okay. Yeah, then no big deal. So the first thing one of them does is cast Ball of Light or Ball of Darkness. Darkness. So magical darkness spreads from right where your light is, sort of canceling it out. However, the room is still dimly lit. It's as if these two forces are countering each other. And at this moment, uh, Adrian, who has yet to do anything other than stand at the window and gawk, um, remembers that he has the Darkstone in his hand and fully cancels out the effect of this darkening thing. So as this guy basically spends a spell slot and casts Globe of Darkness, and it is immediately countered. He then proceeds to attempt to make his multi attack, which is two short sword swings. First one is he got a 27 on his first roll. Second roll for disadvantage. 23. He actually hits. Wow. Holy shit. So Venadia, you then take 1d6 plus 4 piercing damage, so 8, and 3d6 poison damage on top of that, so a total of 20.
Okay.
The second one, seeing this globe of darkness not working, decides instead to he chooses to use none of his magic and instead simply makes his two attacks on you, I think.
Hey, how about that?
20 and a 23. Okay, so 6 more slashing damage and 8 more poison. And that is their turn. Let me cycle through everybody here.
And I
There we go. Back to Vanadium.
Before my turn, I point at the first one that hit me and use my hellish rebuke.
Yeah.
And where the hell is it? There it is. 15.
It's 15 damage.
It should be fire damage, I
Fire
guess, right?
damage. Yep.
Yeah.
And any saving throw on that?
Hang on, I gotta look back at it.
I think it's your spell casting ability. DC for it. Let's say it should be a dex save.
Yeah. Yeah, dex save is 14.
Oh, oh, all right. So he takes full damage. It's 15, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's at the end of his turn. So now it's your turn.
Okay. And I think I'd like to use an action surge and distribute my slashes among both of these unfortunate fellows.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so that brings me to 5 attacks. Okay, I got 1 critical miss. That's a 15. But yeah, that misses. And then I got what's their AC?
Their AC is 18.
18. Okay, so then wait, why do I only see 4 attacks? Oops. 1 second. Okay, so 4 hits and 1 critical miss. And I don't know, I guess I just would distribute the 2 each.
Okay.
And I don't know what you want to do with the critical miss.
Come up with something.
And all right, so we'll say 28 damage to one of them.
Okay.
And
That leaves the first one with 4.
and 32 for the other one.
Okay, leaving him with 15. Scroll through Reddit real quick. I got one. Roll me a D100.
Second. There it is. 12.
Right, so on your last swing, you greatly overswing and actually lose your combat footing, probably tripping over the mage's dead body, if I had to guess.
Your mic cut out for a few seconds. It
Oh, I
actually,
said
Yeah.
you lose your combat footing
oh, okay.
and have um just I scrolled. What happened? And you have difficulty recovering. So your enemies have advantage on their attack rolls against you until the end of your next turn, we'll say.
Okay, so they'll basically just have no
Yeah, they'll have
disadvantage.
no disadvantage essentially because you
Okay.
kind of tripped and fell down in front of them.
Yeah.
Um,
They're like bleeding, pulpy, messy bodies
yeah,
will have
exactly.
equal chance to swat at me.
Okay, so that's your turn, correct?
Yeah.
Next. Tohan.
I'm gonna jump down.
Okay.
And rush the two closest to Venadia and be like, "Stop screwing around!" And then Great Weapon Master attack him recklessly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 26 to hit
Yep, that's definitely a hit.
on the first one. Not great. 17 to hit on the second one.
Does not hit.
Okay, so
You only get to steal one of my kills.
we'll see about that. So that's 33 damage.
Okay, that kills the one on the right.
When I kill one, I get another attack.
Okay.
22 to hit on the second.
It hits. I'm gonna guess that just your bonus damage is probably gonna kill this guy. It's only got 4 hit points though, so. Oh yeah.
34 damage.
Yeah. Yeah. Your bonus hit points killed it. Your bonus damage points killed him like 6 times.
Yeah, well, it's 10 because of the heart glaive, 10 for Great Weapon Master, and 3 more because I'm raging. So it's always like plus 23. Yeah, and then I'll get between Venadia and the other 3.
Okay. Circle around to the side. All right. Arianth. You are up
Alright,
here, and you actually have this guy kind of face to face with you, and standing, and you have a drow standing directly in front of you, essentially.
Indeed. He's wearing metal armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
Yes, it's leather, but it's studded leather, so yes, we'll call it. It's got metal on it.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a shocking grasp at him.
Excellent.
No, well, I got 21. I assume hits.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna just do my magic advantages just to see if I get a crit. Nope, but that would be 24 to hit. All right, so that does 12 damage, and he cannot make reactions until the start of its next turn. And I am going to use that to fly back from him out of his range as far as possible and yell to everybody left in the room that they can attack him at will and get back away from him without him reacting until he attacks again.
Gotcha. Get him! So basically, this guy runs up, he's all out of breath, just managed not to trip on these ball bearings, and then you just tasered his ass.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Up next is going to be Maggie. There's a rare chance for Maggie to do some melee damage if she wants.
Is the where the like mages were and or I guess where that demon was, that's more than 20 feet from the drow, right? Yeah, looks like it.
Just keep in mind that there's one in the room with us right now.
Yeah, there's
Right,
one that's
for sure.
right there next to you.
I was wondering if
yeah.
I could move the frying pan back to us, but I don't think it'll reach.
No, not quite. You could hit one of these guys with it.
Right, but so from the demon, because it's like I can move it 20 feet and then it's got a 5-foot range, so It looks like that would be just out of range for the drow that's right next to me.
Yeah, because it was down.
Yeah.
It was here. So 5, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Well, I think
it would have to go up as well too. So there's some additional
Yeah.
distance there.
Okay. So I'll just first I'll hit the is one of those drow that's down there like lower hit points.
Sure. We'll say yes because it's after 9 or after 9.
All right. No, that's gonna miss. 12 to hit.
Okay.
Um,
Swing and a miss with the frying pan.
and then she's gonna all of them have taken damage, right?
Yes.
Okay, so she's gonna throw Toll the Dead at the one up by us.
Okay.
Or wisdom save 17 saving.
I just realized I've been rolling up their ability check, not their saving throw, so I'm not gonna stop now. All right, 10.
Cool. And then 22 damage.
All right, goes from bloody to very bloody. There's 13 hit points left. Carry on till you hear him yell out the Drow word for "Ow, fuck!"
And then I'll
Aaron just snickers and laughs. She's
So-
still having fun.
I don't know if Maggie is in range of him right now, but if not, she'll stay out of range, but she'll just kind of position herself between him and Arianth, and she'll be like, Adrian, your time has come.
Do something, you silly English knigget. All right. Adrian at this point turns and he kind of stammers out, I. The Raven, however, has no such kind of trepidations and immediately begins to peck and claw at this thing's eyes. Let's very quickly look up a Raven stat. Raven. Do. And 4 pages open on D&D Beyond. Come on, give me Raven stats. Just want to see how much damage he does. Good lord, internet. Stop struggling. There we go. Alright, he does 1 piercing damage to this guy, leaving him at 12 hit points.
Hey, better than the elf has done.
And the Drow is, even though now he's out of the range of this bright ass light in the downstairs room, he is back at disadvantage because now he has a bird flapping in his face. And seeing his brave friend, Adrian charges forward. And he says, Faezress! Makes an attack. Makes an attack. Where the hell is his attack? Makes 2 attacks, sorry.
Mm.
14, which misses. And an 18, which hits. Thank God. Oh. And he rolls minimum damage 5. You son of a bitch, Adrian. I actually have to have him open in a separate encounter because I wasn't sure if you guys were going to just attack him. He takes 5 damage. Right. After that, cycle through to anybody that's left alive. Okay. I'll work. Not gonna be too far here. Move down there. Oh, they're falling off from the light sphere. That's why.
Hey Zach, did his sharpened sword give him any extra damage on that last hit?
You know what? It didn't, but it should, shouldn't it? What did we say? It's a +1 to damage, right?
I don't know. Yeah. For like a certain, however, I don't know, however much
Yeah, like a few,
battle.
some
Yeah.
amount of fighting.
Yeah.
All right, so he's at 6 instead of 7. Um, he's literally getting plinked to death. So Tohan, that is going to be. Let's see, what's he do to you? The attack. First Drow, still at disadvantage. It's
Well, I attacked recklessly, so he gets advantage.
okay, so he's
fuck it.
actually level then. So his first attack was going to be a 15, which I think misses you.
Yep.
Second attack is a 27. That is a crit.
Okay, that hits.
Okay, so we're going to do this auto crit for me. Probably not. Nope. Okay, so 5, 10, 14 piercing damage.
Okay.
Plus 20 poison damage.
Okay.
Whatever that works out to.
Yeah, and that's half too.
Yep. Alright, second guy, same deal. I'm not gonna try and move them. They move up to you.
Okay.
That light sphere is in the way. Same thing, multi-attack. Straight attack. That's 13. Second attack. Nat 20 again. Oh my god. D&D Beyond trying to help me out a little bit here. Okay. They literally was like these poor drow. So that's 12 plus 4 is 16 piercing on that one, and 12 poison. Third one comes up, same thing. So 2 attacks. That is a 19. That hits, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Goddamn ones. That's gonna be 5 and so 14 all day on that set. Second attack from him. That dice was spinning. 19 damage. 5 piercing, slashing, whatever it is, and 14 poison. That's probably
Okay.
the biggest hit that I've gotten in on anybody in like 3 months. Yeah.
I'm below triple digits.
Oh no.
Go
Good.
on, back up. Move yourself.
All right. Oh, and then our buddy up here, I almost forgot. So let's see, he is at disadvantage still. He's going to swing at Adrian, however. He actually could kill Adrian in probably one shot if he gets a real good roll. 13, which does not hit him. He's at disadvantage, so he's not going to hit on the second one either. Okay, that's the drow. Back up to Venadia.
All right. I'm gonna come in and I'm just gonna take out attack the closest of those 3 guys there.
Okay. So half your movement to stand up from being prone, we'll say, so you can still get to the front guy anyway. It's like you turn it into a 3-point stance and just charge the guy.
Oh, we got a crit. So we got 19, 11, it's 30, 44 damage all
He's
day.
dead. He's
Okay.
super dead.
Yeah, and I guess that would be my turn.
Okay. Okay. Next up is Tohan again.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the one I hit with acid earlier. Probably the closest one there.
Okay.
Recklessly Great Weapon Master. Ooh, that's a nat 20.
Oh, jeez. Like you take a step back and just do like a running sidestep, and with your halberd do like a Happy Gilmore swing at this guy.
That's 55 damage.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh my
he's
god.
just this guy's back in the corner somewhere.
Squished,
He's
splattered.
completely smashed. Yeah,
Next
that's what
guy,
that looked like, just like that.
25 to hit.
Yep. Just get the flicking
He's already-
ready now.
He's just
What is that? 16 plus 23. 39 damage.
That should do it. If it wasn't gonna, it does now. Miraculously, the drow just gives up on life. Um. Okay. Anything
Can you
else
guys
you'd
kill
like
that
to
guy?
Yeah, I guess I'll start making a beeline toward the guy up there.
Yeah.
do? Okay.
Yeah. Can I have also applied at whatever remaining movement speed I had to, I guess probably be like another 10 feet or something.
Yeah. You guys are both
He's-
running back towards the window.
Not gonna.
All right. So Arianth, it is your turn next.
All right, how much does that drow have left?
Like fucking 4 hit points or something. I don't know. He's super almost dead.
All right, Aranith is just laughs and throws a firebolt at him almost flippantly. And that would be 16.
Does not hit.
All right, I'm gonna use a spell point and re-roll.
Yeah. Or you got
He ducks,
inspiration.
gives you like the little like yeah face, and this thing just turns around and comes back again.
19.
That does hit.
Smacks him.
And that is 18 damage.
Okay. Yep.
Aranith says, bye-bye.
Yeah. He goes away. All right.
Wow.
Adrian turns and faces all of you. Tohan, Benadia, you climb back up through the window, I'm assuming. And he turns, faces all of you, and he says, "You truly have shown yourself to be valiant warriors on this day. Perhaps there's a thing or two I could learn by following you. Is there... It seems that as my old task has been taken away from me, in a manner of speaking, perhaps I should pledge myself to you as your vassal." Vassal? I don't know how you pronounce that. Vassal, I think. I don't know.
Vassal.
It's Vassal, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We go some real weird places. That's be on you.
Aranith kind of floats over to him and says, "I don't mind. He's pretty."
You guys
And
got
then
some eye candy.
Yeah, and then Aranith remembers that there's mage bodies down there, and she flies through the window and wants to search the mage for magic items.
Excellent.
Hell yeah. We got a lot of looting to do.
Yeah, you do.
Maggie's like, oh boy, looks like we need to hire an HR person.
We're just lucky there's none of the priestess of Loth down here.
I don't want to speak for everyone, but I know it's getting late for you, Zach. If you want to
Wait for me too, for sure.
yeah, if you want to like tally up loot and give it to us next time, that's fine with me.
Let me quickly generate some loot here. I'll see what I can do for you. All right. Excellent. So, you find what appears to be 6 very useful items, along with, you find 2, and I'll actually copy paste this right into chat so you guys can write it down. All right.
Okay.
You find 16 platinum pieces, 2 chrysoberyl gems worth 1,720 gold pieces each, 3 large amethysts worth 1,640 gold each, for a total value of 8,360 gold pieces. You find 3 very nice art objects, we'll say some sort of jewelry or something, I'll have to roll for value on those at some point. Well, probably worth a couple of gold. We'll say 2,000 gold that they're worth for right now, just because I'm trying to fast track through this. Here's the fun stuff. Okay. You find 3 magical bolts, and we'll say that Reggie helps you guys identify these over the period of the next, I don't know, short rest worth of time, so you guys can get some hit points back as well if you'd like. 3 plus 3 attention stealing bolts. You find plus 3 ebon armor, worth 17,000 gold pieces,
Nice.
Holy shit.
along with looks like wyvern scale armor. I don't have any stats or anything for that right now, so I don't know what it's actually worth. A plus 3 frost brand weapon. So we'll have to roll for what type of weapon that is at some point.
Good lord.
Plus 3 Scald's armor, which is on the player's handbook, so you guys should be able to just look up. It's SKALD, Scald's armor. Also worth 17 grand.
Nope.
Drow mesh armor. Plus 3 white flame armor. These are written kind of weird because I got them off from Don John, so they're a little bit strange. Gith plate armor. So all these guys are wearing like fucking nice ass armor, basically. And on one of the corpses, you find 6 faezress biscuits. All this totals out to your Showcase Showdown value of 83,810 gold pieces.
Nice.
So,
Did I find anything particularly magical on the mages?
No, I mean, I would say that they were probably the faezress biscuits, if anything.
Gotcha.
So let me copy paste that real quick.
Cool.
Oh, son of a bitch, Ted. That's why it was weird, is because that was the fourth edition. I thought I clicked 5th edition.
I was gonna say, it's like Scald isn't even a class in
All right.
5e.
Let's try this again.
Okay.
Oh,
Just kidding. Scratch all that. Now we're on 5th edition, CR 13. Treasure work and salvage. Yes. Generate. Okay. There was 2 of them, so here's the first one now. I'm not reading all this out. I'll just post it.
Sounds good, man.
All right.
well, that was probably one of the most legendary battles we've had.
That was pretty goddamn epic for a fight, for sure.
I really miss my
was-
horn of blasting.
Yeah. It served
Okay.
its
Aaron
purpose
is
well
Pat's
here. If it was going to go out, this was looking
Pat's
good.
shoulder.
Yeah.
There is pile of shit number 1 you guys find on these all these people.
Jesus.
As Aranis continues to giggle to herself, she turns to Maggie and says, I am so glad you decided to fire on them. That was so fun.
Here is number 2. Now keep in mind these weren't necessarily all on their persons. Like this was a, ritualistic site, so there was probably like donation boxes and things. This is a pretty massive like catch of Drow stuff that they've collected. And it also makes sense as to why the trolls wouldn't have had anything in their lair, because all the good shit is here. Yeah.
2,300 platinum pieces.
Nice. Ooh, Bone Scepter engraved with arcane runes.
Now, theoretically, because this is on a publicly accessible 5e random treasure generator, all of this shit should be in D&D Beyond, I think.
It was on the Horn of Valhalla.
I was just going to say, I was going to reach down and hand, say, hey, how's this look?
Oh, cool. Replacement horn.
A bronze one. Looks pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah, it creates
Yeah,
44 warrior spirits.
Aaron's
awesome.
called
Holy shit.
very nice.
I can only use it once every 7 days.
But hey,
You
You
know,
got a
that's
new
not
horn.
bad though. If there's like a random army of shit that you need to take
Yep,
care of real quick,
exactly.
that's pretty good.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
Aaron,
every
it
time we
calls
engage with them.
Aerith calls dibs on the bone scepter. She's very interested in that.
I bet you these Drow wish they had used that horn that summons 44 warriors.
I bet you.
They were like,
They
damn
like
it, why
that.
didn't we think of that?
That bone scepter.
But I'm gonna want that ion stone.
Ooh, a small wheel of fancy cheese.
Ooh,
Jeez.
a 320-pound barrel of wine. A
Excellent.
320-pound barrel of cider.
Looks like we found a new home.
Yeah, this is like pretty. This is in pretty stark contrast to all the other areas you found so far. This would be like pretty richly adorned and stuff. And yeah, it kind of makes sense that all this stuff would be there.
Might
The
be a good
figurine
place
of
for a. Oh, sorry.
no, you're fine. So the figurine of Wondrous Power that basically lets you just summon a obsidian steed's pretty cool too.
Nice.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Aranith is eyeing the cheese and wine and thinking maybe it's like, hey, we might as well take a long rest and recover here. Unless everybody wants to move on now.
I mean, the blood's pretty much covered in blood. The floor's pretty much covered in blood, but I mean,
It's
a
Drow
lo-
blood, though.
Nothing a little prestidigitation can't, you know.
Indeed.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go, but
Yeah,
I'll see you
excellent
next week.
session, everybody. That was really fun.
Yep. That was
Thanks, Zach.
awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
Indeed.
Thank you, Zach.
Good night,
Alright,
guys.
Well, you guys have got a ways to go. Holy crap. Well, it means I don't have. I have basically no prep to do for the next couple of sessions at least. That's good because I've been
Hey,
working
that
a
works.
lot. So
You didn't expect us to attack the Drow?
you know, I didn't really know what to expect, and like to like not to like spoil too much, but like a lot of these actually don't connect to the actual caverns. They were put in to fill it in so that you guys couldn't tell which direction what caverns were gonna go. Like like this whole outside border, if I flip this, it's like not connected to anything. It's just like a random blank card.
Mm.
So like basically it's a way for you guys to not have the dungeon spoiled for you. It's the best method of fog of war that I've managed to come up with so far. But each one of these tiles was actively and selectively placed by me. And I did some math on it. The tiles represent 80 foot by 80 foot, which means, yeah, that this whole total thing being 17 tiles is whatever 17 times 80 times 17 times 80 works out to be, which is like a ridiculous amount of square footage. It's stupid. I think it is literally 1.8 million square feet or something like that. It's
Yeah, I figured you must have done something like that when you like posted the exact number.
yeah, it's like I
This
was
guy-
just trying to guesstimate, and I'm like, wait a minute. So if it's 80 feet and I've got 17 of them, whatever that works out to, and then you square that, holy shit, that's a lot of square footage. And then I was like, how many acres is that? So I just did the like calculation to figure it out. I went to Google and asked basically, and it was like, yeah, that's like just over 48. It's actually like 41 acres. It's like, holy
Nice.
crap. So yeah, you guys are exploring 4 of my farm right now. But
Well,
yes,
on that note, I'm going to bid you all farewell.
yeah, that was definitely a long session, and I have to be up early. So thank you again for sticking it out, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll see
Oh,
everybody
no
next
problem.
week.
That was fun. Yeah, see you guys next week.
Have a good night, everybody.
You too.
Good night.